What's going on, guys? Today's episode is brought to you by Hexclad Cookingware. And if you know anything about me, you know I'm crazy about my kitchen cookingware, appliances, and anything that goes in the kitchen. So Hexclad reached out to me. They're endorsed by Gordon Ramsay, and they have this technology that they've created that basically puts a cast iron, stainless steel frying pan, and non-stick frying pan all in one. And instead of having that coating that's going to flake off on the inside that I've had so many times, that can actually be very detrimental to your health, this is not going to flake because there's nothing to flake off. But it is non-stick. You can use metal appliances on it. It's dishwasher safe, and there's a lifetime warranty. So you're going to get all those benefits, and if anything goes wrong, they will send you a new set. So if I go to the website, check it out, go to hexclad.com/RBP. The 6-piece cooking set is a good place to start. Eggs, burgers, steaks, anything goes in there. It's got patented laser-etched hexagonal steel ridges to boost your searing power, while the non-stick valleys are constructed with high-grade, non-toxic Japanese coating and infused with diamond dust for extra toughness. These are the best pans you'll ever own. Guys, if they're endorsed by Gordon Ramsay and I use them and love them, that means you'll use them and love them too, guys. And with the lifetime warranty, you can't go wrong. Guys, go to hexclad.com/RBP. Pick up a set now and save 10%. Support me and support the channel. Thanks, guys. What's going on, Mike?
Just hyper responding.
After surgery, you're like robo shoulder now?
Yeah, I had my checkup today.
Yeah, how'd that go?
It basically confirmed that I'm fucking a superhero like I thought. So
We're all hyper responders, man. It's just
never get jacked up when you go and you're like, you want to find out if you're healing faster than normal people.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're like, way ahead of schedule. Like,
Is that what they told you?
no, you just said it's like everything looks really good with it. So, but I mean, I feel like I'm like, arm feels good, everything feels good. So I always imagine, like, I'm always pumped to hear that there's going to be like, I'm doing better than I should. Like, I have special powers.
Even though you've been eating donuts and McDonald's, you're still
No, I've been eating good. I just eat random stuff here and there that's bad, but in general, I've been eating pretty good.
Hello, Ian. How are you?
Oh, good. How you guys doing?
Got a crew cut?
It's a new angle.
Did you get a crew cut?
No, I didn't change my cut.
Oh, you just brushed it down.
But just, I just showered, so it's just,
Am I feel like I'm really far away from the camera. Is that 1 second?
That's about as much of you as I usually see.
I need to look
really, as much as I want to see your
I need to look bigger. I need to look bigger on camera. No,
me too.
How's that?
Yeah.
What the fuck? I got a fucking rip in my shirt here. What's this?
What kind of shirt is
Everything's
that?
below.
Well, I don't want to say.
It's a former sponsor.
No. It's not. It's one of James Hollingshead's shirts, but it's just on a next level. So it's like they're good shirts, but
Well, it just means you're getting bigger faster than expected.
too huge, bro.
So, Mike, your shoulder the healing is going well.
Yeah, it feels great.
How's your range of motion? Do you get any more than last time we talked?
Yeah, I'm able to do more stuff. I'm not supposed to do stuff, so I just don't do.
Yeah. You still wearing
do anything?
Are you wearing the sling?
You just said I should wear it in like situations where I might have there might be like my instinct to like move quick for something or I react.
Yeah.
But if I'm at home and shit and just doing what I'm doing, I'm not wearing it. So
that's good. So
that's pretty good.
4 weeks, you said, and then you're back to using it slightly.
Shoulder press and hundos.
Yeah.
Some lightweight, moving around.
Yeah, he told me to keep the bench below 3 right now, or above 3. He's like, I don't want to follow you on. What do you say? I don't want to follow you on social media because I don't want to see how bad you're going to fuck this up.
Yeah, for sure you're going to fuck it up. You're going to be back there.
No.
Oh,
no.
I almost got ran off the road today.
Nice.
On your bike?
No, in my truck.
By who?
This is the second time this has happened to me in a month. So I'm driving to Toronto, and on my way there, there's like tons of traffic. And I didn't really pull an asshole move. There was like,
That means you did. That means you did. Do you have to preface it with that? Like you
okay,
who has normal driving is asshole driving. So if he says I didn't make an asshole move, it's definitely a little bit more of an asshole move.
okay, tell me if this is a huge pet peeve for you. Let's say there's a long line of cars, there's a ton of traffic, but the car in front of you is not keeping up with the rest of the traffic.
I hate that. Fucking
There's like they're leaving like 8 car links between.
Like I know it's not going to make anything go anywhere faster, but I fucking hate it. Yeah.
Well, also because
get the fuck up, get up there, man. You know?
Well, it's not because it's going to go any faster, but also other cars just keep merging.
In. Yeah.
And I'm like, we're going further back. Like, can you just keep up with traffic?
Yeah, for sure.
So I pull out and I go in front of him. The guy gets fucking pissed. He fucking pulls out and he tries to go in front of me, but he can't because I'm like on the next car, right?
Yeah, you're up there. Yeah.
So and then the car starts, like, he comes up to a car in front of him, so he's stuck. So either he's got to eat shit to get back behind me, or what he does is literally try and like just move me over and thinking I'll brake.
What was he driving?
A truck.
A truck. Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not going to brake. So I stayed in the fucking lane and I'm leaning on the horn and we're both now, I moved over a little bit. So now I'm driving like half in the shoulder and he's half in the lane and he's half in the other lane. And
I would have been losing it already.
I was like, while this is happening, I rolled the window down and I'm like giving him the finger.
I didn't tell you the last time we did this, I was in my car and this kid did something to he cut me off. So I pulled beside him and I literally spit in his car. I don't want to say it because I was like, these guys will think I'm nuts, but I would have probably done that in that situation. I would have pulled my window down and like, fuck you.
Well, I held my ground, which was good. And then he weaseled his way over to a different lane and shot away. And I was like, I'm just going to leave it. Fuck it. But I'm like, that's the second time that's happened to me. I've never thought to just move over and like, you know, if you're stuck.
I mean, you obviously did instigate it by being behind and pulling out quickly and passing him, but like you didn't really do anything wrong.
How did I instigate it? He's leaving like 8 car links between him and like,
exactly. So he's being a fucking loser. So
right. Okay. So I'm not that bad. Anyway, I went to Toronto today. I didn't get to see you, Mike. I'm sorry.
What were you doing?
Way to go, man.
I went to get Paul an e-bike.
Oh yeah, that thing I saw. That's sick.
Yeah. So I went and picked it up.
I think it looks like it was moving pretty quick.
45 kilometers an hour.
That's fast.
Yeah. Well, for Paul, I'm like,
I just picture Paul high as fuck on that thing, like blasting around.
So Paul gets
like
on
when he's
it.
Coming over to your house at fucking 11 p.m. You know, ripping through the neighborhoods in the dark. Yeah.
He gets on it. He's like, I'm gonna go for a rip. I'm like, all right. He's gone for a little while. All I see him is like, you know how my street is like, you can see the main road. All I see is him zoom by. So I had to drive there and drive back, and I didn't want to fucking hit traffic. So I was like, and I didn't know if you were working or not. So I just fucking went there and came back. But yeah, it was okay. I'm fucking, you guys are probably gonna have to run the show today because I'm literally running on like, I've had like 3 coffees. So I think I'm shaking a little bit. I'm probably gonna just like crash at some point. Anyways, what's going on, Ian? How are you?
Good. Same old shit, yeah.
14 weeks?
No, we're like 12 something. 12.
Just like
I think we're like 12 and a bit. 12 and an inch.
Gotta turn things up a little bit now.
Yeah, like we started slowly. So like on my regular day, we brought the carbs down a tiny bit, but then on my high days, we increased it a little bit. So on 2 days a week, my food went up a little more on my off training days. And then on my training days, it's a little lower. But cardio is the same. Everything else is the same. Nothing else has changed. So like over the last few days, I came down like 2 pounds, 3 pounds, but they came back up 2 from the high days. So it's like a net loss of 1 over like a week kind of thing.
Do you want to touch on motivation at all?
Sure.
Well,
are you gonna give me a segue or
no? I just
where are we going with this?
Well, because we were talking the other day, and I feel like,
oh yeah,
is your motivation where it needs to be right now?
My motivation is definitely where it needs to be. You know, I think like most bodybuilders, you know, you obviously have moments of doubt, you know.
Yeah.
But I think as a whole, I generally think I use that as motivation, you know.
Yeah.
I think I use that like to fire me, not to like paralyze me. You know, I think I'm good at using that like shit. I think, you know, I mean, if you look historically at my career, all my best showings were after I like had a little bit of a shit, you know?
Yeah.
Like after New York Pro, where I kind of was like down the dumps. That was the first Olympia where I came back and killed it and came 7th. And, you know, a lot of those times where like I kind of had a, you know, not a bad showing or something, but just like where I was feeling a little unworthy, I guess, you know, in those times of doubt is when I came back to like be the best Iain. So I think I use that as fuel, not as, I don't think it paralyzes me by any means. But yeah, definitely. I mean, I think we all have those moments.
So
yeah.
I don't know how far you want to delve into this, but you just came off like one of your best showings. Like you look like, I know people like pictures or whatever bullshit, but like Paul was sitting in the front row judging and I was right behind him.
Mhm.
So you should be on a high of some sort.
Yeah, like look, I am I happy with how I looked in Toronto? Absolutely. I mean, it's nothing to do with that, you know. It just, you know, sometimes you just get in your head. I mean, you just get in there and thinking like, fuck, these guys are, you know, getting better. Am I going to slip more? You know, it's like, you know, there's a lot of great talent in bodybuilding right now, and you know, I'm getting older. I ain't getting younger, so
Yeah.
you know, just you know, make sure you're, you know, want to make sure you're keeping up with these guys, right?
Are you? I know you said you were gonna do some training with Mike potentially.
Yeah, I'm going down on Sunday to train Monday and through the week with Mike. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Are you-
film it all for everybody, because after we didn't film it at your house, when I was at your house, everyone was mad at me.
I know.
Oh my God,
know.
I had a fucking 100 DMs responding to those pictures like, where's the video? Where's the video? I'm like, fuck, I didn't fucking film it. I just want to work out, okay?
It was weird. It was weird because I think I even said to you guys that, and this, I don't know if this sounds mushy or not, but since people close to me have passed, I make an effort to like take more photos. Oh, we lost Paul.
We just lost both now.
Fucking Dell.
But it was fucking strange. You guys were here for 3 days and we took like 3 photos the whole time.
Yeah. We were like enjoying the time. Like we just weren't thinking about it, you know?
Yeah,
Which
which
kind of happens when you hang out with people, though. Like when you're genuinely having a good time, you don't need to like. This is not a thought to be like.
yeah, but I
like it's like you said, we never talked about like juice and shit. We never
like,
talked
look,
about bodybuilding shit.
Look, and even though I did get all those messages, I don't regret not filming that time.
no. Yeah,
like I'm happy that, you know, those first couple times I trained with them, that I got to be like immersed in that and, you know, focus on that and not worrying about fucking talking to a camera and shit, and you know, and just to be into it, and just kind of like get into that groove. I definitely I'm thankful that I did that, you know.
Yeah, there's 2 ways to look at it. Like part of me looks at it like it was cool that we were having such a good time that we forgot to take photos.
Yeah,
but I'm generally pretty good at that. I'm generally like,
but then you think of it also and you're like, we were having such a good time, I wish I had some photos to remember that.
Especially when we were all fucked up. That would have been fun.
Yeah.
I don't think you were able to operate a camera at that point. Oh.
I want to ask you guys both, and when Paul ever gets back, if he gets back, about some of the newcomers.
Mhm.
So Justin, Brett, this is Brett's first Olympia, right?
Correct.
Roman, Baruz, some of these guys that are who'd you say?
Ross, first Olympia.
Ross, first Olympia. Some of these guys that are new that have pretty good physiques. Is anybody going to break out of these guys? And I know it's tough for you because you're competing and you don't want to say anything negative. And I'm not asking you to say anything negative, but like, are any of these guys going to break out, you think? Or is it still like...
I got a question for you. Out of all those guys you named, who do you think is the front runner in that pack? Put them all in a call out. All the new guys from this year that are first year Olympias. That's 5 guys, 6 guys right there. That's a call out. Who do you have winning that? You don't need to list them all in order. Just number one.
Immediately off the top of my head, I think Brett or Baruz.
Sure.
Brett, I've seen pictures of Brett recently.
He looks fucking round as hell.
He seems to be going hard. Like,
yeah.
Like he looks...
He's got that new baby motivation, you know?
The only thing that holds me back from saying Brett will break out even more than just that group is just the back. His back looks like it's not quite caught up to the rest of him yet. But that
width-wise, I think density-wise,
no, for sure. And I was also going to preface that by saying he's still off season, so you can't tell really until
he's not peeled yet.
Yeah, once he's peeled, you'll be able to see what's left. But Brett out of that group is the one that stands out to me, or Baruz, depending on how much progress he's made since they competed.
Yeah. The pictures Brett put today were impressive. And you, even for not being crazy low body fat, like his abs on the abs and thighs, like who can hit abs and thighs at that body fat and look that good? Like his abs look really good and lean, tight. Like not many guys are being 12% body fat with fucking nice set abs like that, right?
Well, I'll throw it back.
I would never hit abs and thighs when I'm that conditioned.
I'll throw the question back at you then. Who do you think out of that group?
So who do we have again? Brett, Baruz, Justin,
Ross,
Roman.
Those are the ones I can think of off the top of my head that are newcomers for people.
Yeah,
listening.
probably Brett. Yeah. Like if I'm thinking of guys that I'm like, who would be like creeping up on me the most, I'd say Brett and Baruz. Yeah, I think you were right on those.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't say they're
no, I'm not saying. Yeah. I'm just saying who's closest behind, not necessarily who's nipping at my heels, but who is the guys coming up. I think the newer guys that are going to be in the next year, 2 years, 3 years are going to be guys that are going to be tougher to deal with. Yeah, I would put Brett and Baruz at the top of the pack. Yeah.
So Paul, hello, how are you? By the way,
I'm good, thank you. Am I good now? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, you're good. Okay. Before we talk to you about your new motorcycle, out of that group, who do you think, you being the judge of the group, who do you think is going to have the best success at this year's Olympia out of the newcomers? So we're talking about Brett, Baruz, Roman, Ross, Justin are the 5 that I can think of that are newcomers to the Olympia right now.
I'll check the list, but I think that's everybody.
I would say Brett, but
because Tonio was there last year, so we can't say he's a newcomer.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I think Roman could maybe, make an impact too, because Roman's got size. He comes in at like what, 270 on stage.
Yeah. He's got a big structure. Yeah.
He's a big guy, Roman. His condition's always nailed.
Sorry, we actually got a couple guys to add to that list. It is actually Hassan Mustafa's first Olympia, and it's Phil Kapar's first Olympia.
Okay. So I had Hassan.
Could do well.
Hassan.
Honestly, Hassan, I might honestly put Hassan at the top of the list. I think at the Olympia level, that kind of muscularity is really going to shine. So I think when you put him next to a lot of these guys, he's going to look. And I mean, he did beat Ross in Toronto, and he did improve his condition from there. And if he improves even a little more, he can bump ahead a lot of those guys. And I think Brett and Baruz are going to be way sharper? Probably. But he's going to be very overwhelming with muscle. Like, I'm structurally, like, I'm 260 on stage and 5'10", pretty broad in the shoulders. And like, for me, that's a lot of muscle to have to deal with, I think so. Anyone that's a little smaller than me, it's just going to be more of a problem, because I was peeled out of my mind at Toronto. So it's like, if you're peeled, like, what, you just need to be close with the muscle, Well,
I agree with you 100%, but I still think conditioning is going to matter for him.
I do think it's going to matter, but
I don't think they're going to reward him until he figures the conditioning out.
I do agree with you. And I think that, by losing to me and then Phil was kind of that, like, them making that statement of like, hey, you're fucking awesome, but there's still something here we want to see from you,
Yeah.
And that is the conditioning. So I don't know. I think it goes one way or the other. I mean, he's either going to be leaner longer, which will benefit a guy like that, or he'll get really tired and it'll go the other way. So I'm not sure. But I mean, I also just saw he got his like hair done in Turkey, or fucking getting the hair plugs that I'm doing. So, I mean, I don't know what that does to your, I guess we're still pretty far out. That's not going to affect
up a placing with that hair for sure.
Paul, what do you think if we add Phil and Hassan to that group? Who is the breakout of just that group?
Potential wise, I think Hassan, but again, with him, the question mark's always conditioning. Phil, I think Phil could, could
Phil beat
someone.
Hassan.
You think Phil can beat Brett?
Yeah. Based on Brett's last look, from what I can recall of it.
Yeah, but what about Brett's? I think I saw Brett's most recent photos on like Bodybuilders of the
If I base it off a best version of Brett, which is like the peak of that show that he did with Hunter, the Chicago Pro, versus a little more muscle that he has now, I think that he'll beat Phil. I think he's got a little. It's fucking tough because Phil's such a big guy, like Phil is a big motherfucker in person, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even standing next to Hassan, he wasn't getting out muscled anywhere except the legs a little bit. I mean, up top, how big Hassan is. I mean, in a side chest or most muscular in the back shots, he was holding his own with Hassan, no problem,
So if we're going
his chest is fucking retarded.
If we're going
jeez.
I would kill to have that chest. Like, fuck.
If we're going by last look,
you do have that chest.
I mean, fuck yeah, maybe if I fucking got the craziest pump of my life, but
you do, don't worry.
If
we'll take some pics when I'm in Toronto, pump to the nines and look crazy.
If we're going by last looks, I might agree with you guys, but based on this, Like, look at the side of the fucking leg. Now, the thing is about Brett is the front of the leg, like this sweep.
Look at the fucking abs, man. That's a 6 set abs. Jesus.
Yeah.
I'd like to see what his legs look like from the front, because that's kind of always been the knock, is that sweep doesn't pop off enough.
Hamstrings look fucking thick as hell there.
Yeah, like
back actually looks really good.
Yeah,
he looks like he's put a lot of size on.
Yeah, the back, like that's a thick fucking back, top to bottom.
Yeah,
it's coming. It still needs more to, like, look at the shoulders and arms.
It's because you're looking at the shoulders
back
too much. You're not looking at the inner of the back.
His shoulders are what you look at. You're right, but
the shoulders and arms are overpowering still.
But it's definitely improving.
Yeah. Look, this is why I'm saying I think he's the breakout of that top group, in my opinion. I just, judging by these photos, because he looks so fucking big.
Yeah.
Does anybody know what he weighs here?
I'm not sure. I would assume like in the low 270s, maybe.
Yeah. So you're saying, Paul, you're saying Phil?
Yeah. Phil, and like I said before, I think Roman could make an impact too, because Roman's got size. He comes in sharp as nails every time. He changed some of his poses, which I think really benefited him. I think if Roman comes in full, I think he could also.
Do you think Roman has enough upper body thickness?
If he comes in full.
He looked really good at that last show, but I mean, there was no one that was like big at that show. Like second place was Amir, so there's not guys that are like Hassan Mustafa size.
Really thick, really thick.
Yeah.
But I mean, that last look looked fucking great. I love that look.
Mike, what do you think?
When he changed the way he hit some of his poses too, he looks so much better now. He looks so much bigger.
Mike, what do you think about that group?
I'll go with Brett all day. I like Brett a lot.
Yeah,
like I said, I just think that like it's like the knock on a lot of these guys, and I see it. I shouldn't make a generalization, but I see like when the emphasis is like putting on muscle, it's like these guys, they see that the muscle's going on, because you can't not see that the shoulders and the chest and the arms are growing, like, because it's all you see, right? Like, and that's what we all kind of go by as a standard of like size. But it's like when I was working with Iain, it's like he has all that. It's just sometimes those little intricate parts of those like medial like core of the body, they get ignored because they stop moving so well, because the outer frame has developed so much that it's hindering the movement of the sternum or like the fucking scapula to be able to retract, because it's just not moving anymore, right? So I wonder, like, when all that bloat does come down, Brett's still my favorite out of that group. I think Brett's fucking fantastic. But it's like, I wonder sometimes when that, like, if guys are kind of disappointed when that bloat comes down, that they see that those areas are still lacking, because the great areas blew up so much, because they always do.
Yeah.
But then when they come down, they're better, but they've also hindered the development of what actually needs work, because we've just kept pushing the weight and moving what we can, how we move it, right?
Oh, so basically, I'm trying to understand what you're saying. So basically you're saying the good parts are getting better and the bad parts are getting better, but not at the same rate. So you're still having the same,
because you're always gonna you're always gonna exponentially get better where you're naturally gifted. Like we talked about before, like guys have standout body parts. They're never not going to be standout body parts. It's like Antoine never training his legs again would still have fantastic fucking legs. Like he could literally like do leg extensions a couple times a week and they'd still be like, do you know what I mean? Like they're just so overly developed and they're such a gifted body part. Yeah. That's why like some of these guys, I wonder why they don't see that, and they kind of be like, man, I need to just focus on this because all this is going to stay good. It's not like I'm going to stop training. Well, I don't need to overemphasize it.
I think it's someone like Brett's case. I think he knows.
Well, he has to put size on. I get that.
He still needs more overall mass. So he can't like target.
That's what I'm saying. It's like it's a double. It's kind of like you're kind of stuck in this weird framework where it's like I need to grow overall, but we knowing that we're going to grow overall, that the good stuff is going to grow quickest because it always has.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like how do we play that game of like still working on these weaknesses, like very fine tuning, but still work on the overall getting bigger, right?
Yeah. I want to show you guys real quick because I don't want to discount Baruz at all, because I do think he's got a phenomenal.
I was really hoping that you'd show me who this is because I didn't know. I don't want to say anything.
Yeah. Throw some stage shots. This guy gets sharp as a motherfucker.
Look at this. Look at
fucking huge.
Look at this frame, man. Like it's structured.
He's got a really nice shape. Really nice shape.
How good he looked.
Look at that.
Wow.
Yeah.
The only
forgot
knock is
about
that he needs obviously a little bit in that upper sweep and the sweep on his legs. But I mean, look at that chest, the fucking lats, the arms
Arms
need
are
fucking nicely
stupid.
shaped.
I think I might be
Shape too.
I think I might be changing
I
my
don't know. I might change my
I
mind.
might be too. Yeah.
Pull up some stage
I
shots,
fucking,
Mike.
I fucking love Brett though, but Jesus Christ, man.
Pull up some
Yeah.
stage shots, Brett, from his last show.
One sec.
He won a show last year, right?
Yeah,
At the end of the year.
him and Brett competed. They were really close.
He beat Brett in one show, right?
Yeah, that's where he got his. That's where he
Look
got
at
his.
this conditioning. Look at the level of conditioning he
man.
had. You know?
Wow.
Jeez,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
He's gonna be maybe the
He
breakout
trains
of
at
that.
Milos. Is that what it says?
Yeah. But it's a
Let me see. I don't read Arabic. Muscle
Fuck,
fest
why not?
Romania.
you can hit translate.
I did. It says muscle fest
Yeah. See,
Romania.
the only thing is like you just need a little more leg on that.
Yeah.
But this is
Yeah,
2022, so
but
I mean,
you
they
have to-
could have improved.
But you have to remember too, his weaknesses are Brett's weaknesses,
Yes.
right? They
Sure.
both need more sweep.
Yeah.
So
Just like upper quad sweep. Yeah.
that's why, like when they competed, he beat Brett, but it was really fucking close.
They were so close. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're both hard as nails. They both have that same kind of chest lat thickness, that good upper shelf, you know. But then they're lacking a little there, but they're both hard as nails.
and they both got crazy structure with like a narrow waist and like. Okay, so then after that, those two, and then can Phil beat these guys? You think so, Paul?
I don't think so.
Well,
I don't think so.
I think he'd have a hard time with Bruce if, assuming that he's, made some improvements to the looks like he has in those recent pictures. But Brett, I haven't seen Brett in a little while. I have to see, once he starts getting a little harder, what he looks like.
Paul, can you-
We gotta fix Paul's mic here.
Paul, can you unplug your headphones and plug them back in or something, or maybe see if they're plugged in all the way because you're a little bit choppy. Okay, well, it wouldn't be a
What a guy.
podcast. Wouldn't be a podcast without technical difficulties.
He's
All right.
He's all out of sorts today because he got on that bike.
I know.
Yeah.
He's just like,
Everything was
he's like, I just want to go ride my bike. Fuck this shit. Okay. More important question. Can any of that group get into the top 10?
Who are we assuming the top 10 is?
The top 10, this is gonna be a hard top 10, man. Because I mean, like, let's go from the top down. Basically, you have like Hottie's still gonna be in the top 10. Derek's obviously gonna be in the top 10. Samson, Nick,
Here, watch.
Andrew Jack.
I'll
But
give
he's
you
not
Andrew
ready yet.
Jack,
I'll give you the top.
Hunter.
I'll give you the top 10 right now.
So that's 7 right there. You know,
We got
me
Ian,
back in that top 10.
Ian,
So then that's 8.
Hunter, Nick, Derek, Hottie, Andrew.
Get Samson.
Samson. Crizzo.
Rizzo, yeah, that's 9.
Crizzo.
Oh, I have the list open.
Who are we forgetting? Ian,
We
Hunter,
got
Nick, Derek. Brandon Curry.
Brandon.
Brandon Curry. 10.
Is Rami qualified for life because he's won the Olympia? He doesn't need to qualify, so he'll be there.
Is he doing the Olympia this year?
I believe so.
Okay, Rami's 11.
That's 11.
That's 11. Then we have Raphael. We have Regan.
No, Raphael's not competing.
Raphael's not competing. We have Regan has to qualify, but
Regan's not qualified yet.
I'm going to assume he's going to qualify. So,
Well,
Rami,
don't put anyone that's not qualified yet.
okay, we'll leave Regan out.
Because you have Nathan doing that show too, so it could,
Okay, so Regan is out for now. Tonio,
Presti.
Okay, Roman. Oh, Roman's the new group. Okay, so out of the new group, can they beat any of those guys?
I mean, I think Presti could get beaten, and Antonio could get beaten by those guys for sure.
That'll be more of a competition. Yeah.
Yeah.
But okay, so take Tonio and Presti out, and we'll just go from Rami down, all the ones we said. Can any of that new group beat any of those 11 guys?
I'll sit out on this one.
Yeah, we don't. I'm not trying to get anybody in trouble, Mike. I mean, look, I'll take the heat. I don't care. Those 11 guys seem like
Solidified in their spots, kind of.
yeah, like I don't know what order they're going to be in. I'm sure we'll have a lot of time to fucking do that. But that seems like a pretty good 10 or 11 guys.
Yeah, I think some of those new guys could definitely make a run, like the guy you just showed us, and Brett could definitely, depending on like how things play out with people's condition or whatever might happen, right? These guys could definitely take some spots or move up, but
Like,
I think when you're
I think
talking
Hassan,
about established guys, it's hard to
Hassan,
say that.
sorry, I think Hassan has the best chance. Actually,
See, I honestly think, yeah, he's just so muscular and he fits in that group well, you know? Like if his conditioning is good, I think he'll make an impact on that Olympia stage with that kind of muscle.
well, because
More muscle just does something at the Olympia. I don't know how to explain it, but it just does, you know?
yeah, size has always been a thing at the Olympia for sure. And I think Hassan has the most muscle out of that new group that we're talking about.
Do you know what it is?
Who is that? Who is that?
Melissa.
Tell her I said hi.
Who is that? Who are you talking to?
Hi, hi, Melissa. Hi, Melissa.
She rolled her eyes and laughed.
Why the
God.
why the fuck are you rolling your eyes? No, I want an answer.
No, I had something in my eye. That was why.
Just how he said it, but
He's like, just how you said it, like, tell her I said hi. You know?
I'm very stern voice. What'd she say? Is she still talking to us?
She's talking to me.
Okay. Okay. So anyways, last weekend, Hunter proved himself to the world.
That was a big level up from the Olympia. That's for goddamn sure.
He, I think everybody was waiting. I think a lot of us kind of knew he had it and knew.
Yeah. And the thing is, he improved on like all the things that take like the refinements, you know what I mean? It's not like he gained a crazy amount of muscle in any pose or anything like that. Like it was just little bits where he needed it, like the lower back, like, you know, things like this that just like filled out a little bit. And then his conditioning was wildly improved. His posing was better. Like his tan was perfect. Like every of like those like little things that like didn't go the wayside. It was just like no detail was left. Like everything was spot on.
Seemed like the body opened up too. Like it's more like
just like
pliable. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like I think it was always there. It was just he grew everywhere. And
Yeah, that's
obviously put a little bit more on his back. It's just like I feel like the conditioning just showed through.
The conditioning just made a wild amount of difference. Yeah.
I'm not going to say what his weight was, but I know what his weight was, and it was much lower than last year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with that kind of conditioning, I would assume so, you know.
So I think not chasing the scale was a big bonus for them.
100%.
And he just looked better, bigger, better, fucking incredible. Like this is, I think, the worst part about it is so many people fucking wrote him off. Like just piling on comment sections, just piling on how bad he is and this and that.
Put his name back in the fucking mix with that one for sure.
But it's not it's not that. I think this is like a lesson for people. The lesson is like it doesn't take much, especially when it's conditioning. You know what I mean? Like Hunter was never a bad bodybuilder. He just wasn't nailing his peak. And people are like just writing him off. And I'm like, as soon as he nails that condition, he's going to be there.
Yeah.
So like, I think people need to understand when they're looking at bodybuilding that it's not, you can't write a physique off because of one show or two shows. You have to be able to see what's underneath the conditioning or what the structure looks like when it's filled out. Like you have to be able to foresee these things a little bit before just like writing a physique off.
Yeah.
Anyway, Paul, what did you,
Sorry guys about all that.
yeah, we lost you for a little bit.
We'll let it slide this time, Paul. Next time, fucking
Dell. I gotta upgrade.
Actually,
I promise you by next podcast I'll have a different computer.
Before we move on, Paul, can you try and remember these names? Ian, Hunter, Nick, Derek, Hottie, Andrew, Sampson, Crizzo, Brandon, Rami.
Okay.
It's the top 10, 11 people, right?
Well, it's last year's top 12 minus Rafael Brandau.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Can any of the new guys leapfrog these 11 guys?
New guys being the guys we talked about, or are you throwing in Crizzo guys like that too?
No. First timers. Not Crizzo's not a new guy. He was there last year.
Yeah. Okay.
So can any of those new guys we talked about jump into that mix?
Not this year, in my opinion.
Okay. I just wanted to get your thoughts on that. We moved on. We're talking about Hunter's win. in Tampa.
Paul's a fucking dream killer over here. He just killed everyone's dream. Fucking hell, bro.
What did you guys
We're
say?
all like, yeah. Paul's like, nah, fuck that. I don't think so. Anyway, moving on to what.
We're in a safe zone here. Exactly what?
There's the other thing I want to say really quickly about the show is there's a ton of different footage, and I saw some people come out and say, "Well, he's not that much better," blah blah blah. It depends what camera you viewed this from.
John looked amazing.
Yeah, I was just about to say, you got to give props to John.
This
This
is
was
so
a big,
fucking great.
This was a big improvement from Chicago too. Just like a little bit of time, the conditioning was way better, and just how John's stage presence is the best.
Yeah.
Like just how he poses, his just like attitude, like he's always just, it makes you want to bodybuild, you know?
Yeah.
He's just like always got a fucking like such a good smile, and like he's just so happy to be there, and he's just like hits his poses so nicely, and even though he was away for a few years, he got back up there like he didn't miss a fucking beat, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
And his
Reminds me of like
conditioning is way better here
Victor
than
Martinez. Reminds me of Victor
Yeah,
Martinez. He reminds me of
in that
Victor
shot.
Martinez on stage.
Yeah.
They're good boys
It's
too.
It's just how calm they are and how smooth all the shots are. Like, you know what I mean?
He looks like he could stand up there and pose for 2 months, you know?
It's effortless.
Like it looks so effortless, and like he looks like he's not even exerting himself, but like hits the shots perfectly. It's like always smiling perfectly in the shots. Like it makes me just want to get on stage when I watch John up there.
Crazy shot.
Yeah, that's a crazy shot for Hunter.
I really like it better when he does the traditional side tricep.
Like this?
No,
like the way John's hitting it.
Like the way John's hitting it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I did too, and I noticed because I hit it like Hunter does, and after watching him hit it like John is this time, I'm like, I'm switching back.
Yeah, no, because
I looked at it, I'm like, it flows so much nicer with the shot, and he does hit it in this show the other way.
You're hitting it. You're going back to the way John's hitting it again.
Yeah,
yeah, good. I like that's my
like the same way that I hit my side chest leg. You know,
I just don't think like Hunter's got insane legs, and you can still see that they're insane in this shot, but when they're together like this, there's an insane hamstring drop.
Well, go to Will Whitman's
quad sweep.
One second.
Go to Will Whitman's page. There's a shot of him doing it like that.
I will. Just I want to go through the rest of these shots, and look at the practice shows too. He's able to hold his stomach there. Time. Like he's he's got the trick down. See this?
Yeah, I know.
I
noticed that.
I used to do this shit too. Yeah. When bodybuilders do this, and I don't want to give out the guy's secrets to the public, but
this don't need to worry about controlling your midsection so much.
Everybody needs to catch their breath.
Oh, right. Gotcha.
I used to always do this when I'd get to my next pose because it would allow me to catch my breath.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Like it still kind of looks cool though. It's not like it looks like you're like, you know.
Yeah.
John's got nice fucking tight midsection there. That looks great.
Yeah.
I wonder how this would have turned out if John was still at his biggest. Because he's definitely great, but he looks like he's lost a little bit of size.
Yeah, he's a little smaller, but I mean, Hunter is also big, you know?
Yeah, no, I know. I'm not saying he would have.
John is a structurally just smaller guy. I mean, you can see shoulder width and just like, you know, look at the difference in shoulder width. Like,
frame on.
No, if you took like a 2015, 2016 Orlando John De La Rosa and put it here, it'd be a fucking close show for sure.
I know. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Fuck, Hunter looks nasty, man. That's fucking really, really good.
Yeah, especially some shots like his front lat, his side try, his back shots were his back shots were his best shots this show, you know?
Yeah, look at his legs there for a minute.
It's like that was something he got knocked for, and now they're some of his strongest shots.
All right, so I'm gonna go to Whitman's page. So Paul, now the interesting conversation is where does he fit at the Olympia? And actually before that, does he beat Andrew in 2 weeks or whatever it is?
I can't wait for that show. That's gonna be a fucking great show. Can he beat him? Yeah, for sure. You know, if Andrew's at his best and Hunter's at his best, based on what Andrew looked like last year.
Yeah, there. Yeah. Oh,
where? No, there isn't.
I thought there was one of him hitting it that way.
No, I didn't see him hit it that way at all.
I definitely saw him hit it that way.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I was almost positive. I thought he did. I'm imagining things, obviously.
Anyway, sorry, Paul. Go ahead. I apologize for interrupting.
That's okay.
Do you think he can beat Andrew?
Can he beat Andrew? Yeah. Will he beat Andrew? Andrew's had a shorter off season. Well, they both had the same amount of time, I guess. But Andrew's in the Arnold's, right? So yeah, Andrew's had a short off season. So you know, it's a matter of if he made any improvements since then, or does he need to make any improvements? I don't know to beat Hunter, but based on that look on Hunter, I think Hunter's going to beat him, I think, unless Andrew's brought it.
Okay, I know he can beat Andrew. Is he going to beat Andrew? Let's say that. What do you think?
You're a betting man. What are you saying?
So we're going to go on. Well, based on Andrew's look at the Arnold versus Hunter's look at this show. Okay,
Sure.
that's fucking close, but I think
Close,
Hunter
right?
might edge him. Yeah,
Well,
fuck yeah, it's close. It's super close.
Because Hunter beat him at the Olympia, and they were both off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now they're both going to be on. So the question is, did Andrew
I think
get
it'll just
big?
be the same margin.
Yeah, but
yeah, and we've seen what Hunter's done. Hunter
then
has improved.
yeah, but then the caveat is, has Andrew grown since the Arnold?
Right, and a short amount of time to grow.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm going Hunt. I think Hunter's going to win. I think Carlos is the wild card in there. Is Carlos doing it for sure?
Oh, that's right.
And Jonathan Winters. I think Jonathan Winters is good.
I don't think
I don't know what his
Jonathan
back looks like.
Withers, Jonathan Withers.
Withers, I think.
Oh, I thought it was Winters. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know what his back looks like, but his quads, man, are insane.
Yeah, I
He's got a
know, but
small
I don't.
waist for
I
a
don't
big
know if
dude.
I don't know if the balance is there. His
I
upper
don't think
body
he's got
does.
the upper body to stand with these guys.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
going to need a crazy back to balance those quads. You know, we'll see if he's.
It's not just the
what he's
back.
done
I
with
think.
it,
I think I saw a recent photo of him, and Withers, right?
I'm really interested to see Carlos, because if Carlos can get in
Yeah.
condition, he's going to be a lot to fucking deal with. But for him, I think that wild card is because Andrew and Hunter are both going to be in shape. If Andrew gets close to the same shape he was in at the Arnold, and Hunter's obviously going to be in shape. So
This is
yeah, I don't
Jonathan.
think the body's quite there, but
Mike, this is Jonathan Withers. If you didn't know,
Yeah, I've seen him before.
his quads are fucking outlandish.
They're nuts.
Yeah.
I don't think the upper body's ready yet, Paul. Because like
It may not be. Yeah,
This-
based on
this-
that picture, I would say maybe not yet.
this looks like Olympia top 10, and
That's
this is-
Olympia top 2. That's like the
Yeah.
best quads ever. You know?
Yeah. So it's like, it's not that this is a bad upper body. It's just like judges are going to be looking
Yeah.
Good lines.
like you're a judge. You're going to be looking at balance, right?
Imbalance, right? Yeah. So and then that's a recent picture. I take it. That's an updated picture.
I'm assuming, yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's Carlos. Can Carlos beat Hunter or Andrew?
Based on that cast posing, he can beat everybody
Yeah, can he? Yeah, will he? Is
if he comes in sharp. Yeah.
Imagine he comes in the condition Hunter was just in last weekend.
Yeah.
He'll win the goddamn Olympia.
If that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck. What do we expect?
Yeah, that conditioning, like it's all going to come down to the conditioning for him, because all the muscles there. He poses really fucking well. Like everything's good there. It's just that the conditioning everything is banking on the conditioning for him.
What is
And if when he gets into that kind of condition, if he still has that same kind of crazy, freaky pop, which I think he will. I think there's too much muscle there to lose that. But I think, everything is riding on the conditioning for him.
Paul?
Yeah. Has he committed?
I'm not sure. The list isn't out yet, so I don't know.
He told
Okay.
me he's
So
doing it.
it'll be
I
a-
wrote him.
It'll be
Really?
on Wednesday. He said he is.
That's going to be a crazy show with those three in it.
Yeah.
Mike won our last bet, by the way.
Really? Congratulations, Mike.
Mike had Hunter.
Start of a run. Get ready.
Mike had Hunter, John, Joel, and Lewis Breed.
Oh, so he was almost perfect.
Oh yeah.
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 Just
I-
swap those next two, right?
Ian had Hunter, John, Joel, Blessing, Nate.
Okay.
And then I had Hunter, Blessing. It's not my fault. Blessing didn't compete.
Yeah.
So I would have had Hunter,
Blessing's
Blessing,
really screwing everybody.
I had
over in these bets.
Hunter, Blessing, John, Nate, Joel. And Paul, you had Hunter, John, Blessing, Joel, and Nate.
So yeah,
Yeah. So if you take Blessing out of there, that's perfect.
No, you weren't. No, you weren't. How do you get that from? You didn't even have Lewis.
second.
You didn't even
the
have
weirdest, the weirdest summary to make right there.
You didn't even have.
So if I wasn't wrong, I would have been right, huh?
No, but you didn't even have Lewis in the top 5.
Yeah. Well, because I had
and that
Blessing
guy.
there.
And that guy.
Blessing. If I would have known Blessing was going to show up, that's how I would have had it.
Then you would have had Lewis.
you would add it
Yeah.
that.
Okay. All
Is
right.
Blessing doing what? Texas next? Is he doing something again? Because I know he's working. He's working with someone now, right?
I'm not guessing anymore. Blessing has
Yeah.
fucked me. Blessing has fucked me twice. Now.
Scott's
Together,
there.
Blessing.
Okay, Texas. Let's do it.
Well, we don't have the lineup yet.
This should be but we already know who's going to
Yeah.
be the top 3.
Well, we know the top 3, yeah, but
Yeah, well, let's do it.
Okay.
Fuck.
Who's going first?
I'll go
Who,
first.
who else other than the 4 names we talked about is doing it?
I'll go
Well, we'll
first.
make our top threes, and then we can add in after that if we want to change it when the list comes out. The list will
Okay.
come out early next week, right?
I'm done.
Okay, I'll go Hunter.
Wait. Sorry, don't say anything.
I already just said it.
No, I thought of something. I thought of something new. Everybody should have to write it down and then show it. That way, nobody's influenced.
Okay.
Okay.
I wrote my
fucking pen.
I wrote my 3 down. Well, just
I'll type it on my phone and hold the screen up.
That's what I'm doing.
I'm gonna blow everyone's minds here. Just because I want to go on a limb.
well, we should put a bet on it so nobody can just fuck it around for no reason. You have to get a bro chat tattoo, Mike.
Yeah, I'll do that anyway. I'll do that tomorrow if you want.
I've been thinking about getting a tattoo. I really want to finish my arm. I want to finish. I want to get
Do it.
this arm done.
Do it.
I don't know what to
Like a
get.
sleeve?
Wait, don't show it yet.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, I had the same
Carlos,
thing.
Hunter, Andrew, Carlos. What do you
You
have?
see
Paul?
mine?
Carlos, Hunter, Andrew, Jonathan, Carlos, Hunter, Andrew. So Paul and Mike are both going Carlos, Hunter, Andrew. You guys think Andrew's going to be third?
In that lineup, yeah.
Dude, the guy was third at the Arnold. He almost beat.
Not talking me out of this, Fred.
Unless Mike has seen. Wait, I gotta ask though, Mike, have you seen pictures of Carlos recently?
No, I just wrote him when we were talking about the Tampa show on the chat. I texted him. I said, "Are you doing Tampa?" Because we said we didn't know if he's going in. And he said, "No, I'll be doing the Texas."
Okay.
I said, "Okay, good luck." I haven't seen anything though.
Yeah,
I just feel like if he can come in condition and like that kind of math can like be born on stage in front of everybody. And like, even if Hunter's already qualified. So it's like, if I slip a little bit, what the fuck do I care? Right. Like,
Right.
I
No.
almost think like,
He's got pride,
I
though.
know.
It's in his home state, too.
Yeah.
I understand. No, I understand. But I'm just saying, like, there's got to be a moment where that beast becomes a thing, right? There's got to be that moment where that show happens.
I
just-
think Carlos absolutely could win the show, and if he had been in crazy shape in the last year like that I'd seen, I would put him in first here. But based on where his conditioning was at the guest posing for 4 weeks out or whatever it was, 5 weeks out from Texas, I'm just going to go based off that only, and just think that I don't think he'll be in the level of condition to beat those guys. But if he is 85% in the condition that they are in, 90%, like a Hassan Mustafa level conditioning, I think he can win the show. Yeah.
That's the thing. Carlos doesn't need to be shredded, maybe.
No, he just needs to be really full and just at least have his like glutes looking tight, and I think he could win the show.
I disagree.
Yeah. Really?
He's
Yeah,
gotta be
because the 2 guys he's competing against are literally potentially top 5 Olympians. He's going to have to be in the same condition.
Yeah.
There's no
yeah,
way.
it'll have to be very close.
He's not
yeah.
battling. He's not battling a bunch of fucking slouches. Like he's
Yeah.
battling 2 guys who are potentially top 5 Olympians. So he can't be like, oh, his muscularity's enough. He's going to have to be like almost
Or
perfect.
shape
That's
and
my
muscle.
thing. My
Yeah, but
thinking
those
is
guys-
that
but
they're
those
all
guys-
in the same. They're all in the same level conditioning. That's how I'm picking.
Okay, if they're all in the
yeah.
same level of conditioning, then I would put Carlos in
Agreed.
first. Yeah.
Agree-
The unknown
agree.
thing about Carlos is he's never stood on stage against Olympia level guys yet. This is his
Yes.
first time, so never seen him compared next to.
Yeah, that's why I put him
Yeah.
in third, because I'm not confident 100% conditioning yet. But I would love to be proven wrong. That would be the most fucking exciting thing ever.
Yeah.
I hope
Carlos needs his-
Hunter proves me wrong and wins another fucking show.
Yeah.
But I'm
I
just
hope
saying.
so too.
Okay, so Mike, Paul, Carlos, Hunter, Andrew.
Yes.
Oh, you guys are going to fucking regret this.
I definitely,
you
no
got,
matter
Fred?
what situation it falls, I'll bet that Hunter beats Andrew.
I agree with that.
I would agree with that.
I think he beat him at the Olympia, being a fraction of as good as he was at this show, and I think he's improved more than Andrew has. I think the gap will slightly widen, not narrow.
Hmm. I would agree.
But hey, I love surprises. So I mean, if
I
Andrew
don't know.
comes
I don't know if I.
I'd love to see it.
I don't know if I believe that, only because I think Andrew is similar genetically to Samson in that short time frame he might have put on some serious mass.
Maybe. I mean, it's certainly possible.
Like
Yeah, have we
Samson,
I
seen
like,
the
just feel like the frame of Andrew isn't like the frame of Samson, where like Samson is like massive and he's packed.
Yes.
Yeah,
Whereas
dense.
There's more gaps.
Andrew has like more of this like very tiny waist and like flare and openness,
He's a little
right?
longer. He's a little longer.
Yeah.
It's like for him to really fill out, even if he makes drastic improvements, it wouldn't be like Samson making it because it's like the density is already
especially in the
it's
arm,
already
especially through the arms. Yeah.
I don't know. Man,
Any one of these guys could win the show. That is a very strong possibility.
I just want to say this. So from show to show, even from the Olympia to the Arnold, which is not a big gap, Samson made pretty drastic size improvements. And I think Andrew has that same capability.
Okay, but let me ask you a question. From when he did Texas to then the Olympia, then to the Arnold, did he make any size changes? That's basically a year period.
Oh, Andrew, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you're going to use that methodology,
you're right.
You're like, okay, well, if Hunter grew this much, Andrew can too. It's like, okay, but Andrew also had that time last year. Did he grow as much as Hunter did?
Yeah.
Well, all I would say to that is between Texas, the Olympia, and the Arnold, Andrew didn't really have time off, whereas this time he did.
Yeah.
Well, a little. He did do the Arnold. So I mean, like, you do have some time off, but it's not like a time you're gaining fucking 5 pounds of muscle, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like Andrew has to like have Ronnie level muscle to like walk on stage and like blow out a show.
Yeah.
I don't know I don't know if I believe that. I don't think
just because the frame is so long. Like even if you look at Ronnie now, you see how long Ronnie's frame is now when he's like old Ronnie. You see how long those arms are and how like big he is as a person, right? He filled that frame out. Whereas like I think Andrew has to do that. Like the muscle needs to pack on densely. Like he needs to have an arm density like that guy who is the guy's name you guys said?
Baruz.
Yeah, like he needs to have that density of the arm on that frame. Like he's got great arms, but
my thought is I don't think Andrew needs to be as dense as like some of the shorter guys. I think if he can develop a back that matches the front, and when I say back, I mean the entire posterior chain, the hamstrings and the back. If he can develop those to match the front of him, I think he'll be hard to fucking beat.
I agree with Mike, though. I think, honestly, bringing his arms up would do the most for his physique, to be honest. I think his back would help, obviously, but I think just having, because he's got those long, super long appendages, it's something to kind of like just like compact it all, like close the frame a bit, like making the appendages bigger. I think would do a ton for his physique. I think if his arms came up and really filled in like that, and the forearms to kind of like thicken that, like
don't say forearms,
huh?
Don't say forearms. I said forearms like the very first time I saw him on stage, and people were like, "Oh, he's talking about forearms."
Well, I'm not thinking that making bigger forearms is going to make him all of a sudden like win the Olympia, but I think when you're talking about refinement of a physique of that level, and you're talking about like filling small gaps to kind of like complete a look, Ian, he's that good everywhere else. You have to pick bullshit like that.
I'm joking with you.
I know you are. But I'm
forearm for people listening, just so I can explain the forearm comment. No one looks at like, it's weird. No one looks at an actual forearm and goes, "Hey, measure that forearm. Let's see if it's 20 inches around." The reason you say forearm is because you're looking at an entire illusion. And when you have a guy that's 6'1" or whatever he is, and he's got long arms, if he's got smaller forearms, the illusion of the arm itself when he does a pose doesn't look as imposing as somebody like a Nick Walker who's got a shorter arm and it's this fucking big around.
Or I mean, Kai Green was a perfect example. He kind of had those same kind of wrists and forearms,
But Kai got away with it because he was a shorter bodybuilder,
and he did have humongous arms,
and he had humongous upper arms.
Yeah.
So no one's looking at the forearm, but we're talking about the overall illusion.
I'm just looking because like when you talk about a guy that's that tall and long with those kind of limbs, if the limbs aren't as dense as the inner part of the body, it gives that kind of like ganglier look. And I'm not saying he looks gangly, but that's just the best descriptor I could use in this scenario.
Yeah.
So I think things like that, like those little things, like bring the arms up, the forearms, just to beef everything up to kind of match it, I think will do a lot.
Well,
obviously, more back for everybody except for Derek Lunsford is important,
especially when you're competing against guys like Carlos and Hunter who are compact and dense as fuck.
Yeah.
So I do agree with you guys, but I feel like there's something about Andrew that reminds me of like a Flex Wheeler where
it's different.
He doesn't have to be as dense.
I agree with that
to overcome thicker bodybuilders.
And I don't know if it's like just the roundness of the muscle bellies, the size. He's got small joints.
It's just impressive to look at. Man. It's just impressive.
Yeah, it is super. It's a different look.
I saw backstage at the Olympia. I fucking, like I've said a million times, I literally shit my pants, man. It was the craziest looking thing I ever saw.
I think so. Ian, you have Hunter
Andrew
Carlos. That's what I have too. Well, it's a tag team here we got going on.
Do it, brother. Come on, Paul.
Yeah. All right, Mike. I got your back, buddy.
What are you two
Do this, dude.
What are you two gonna give us when we win?
My
Nothing.
dinner.
Fuck that. No, I want something good. This is a bit. You guys said to me we were gonna bet on fucking some other show, and you guys were like, "Oh, this is too small. This is a big show with big players. We should fucking have a good bet."
Yeah, you got to buy me. You can buy me a Riker.
Yeah, Paul, I get to take that. I get to take your bike back.
You gotta give it to Ian instead.
Yeah, you got to give it to Ian if he wins. If we win.
Yeah. You'd love it, Ian. You wouldn't get back.
Okay. Tattoos.
I'm down.
Tattoos are permanent.
Yeah. So
Yeah, Mike's got a full head of them.
Thanks, Captain.
It's a big
Thanks, Captain
commitment.
Obvious.
I got one little tiny tattoo on my body.
yeah, you
They
can
got
cover
good,
it.
they got good lasers now for black and gray tattoos. Paul, you'll be fine.
What I get? What depends what the tattoo is.
It's a Pro Chat tattoo.
Oh, okay, like BC.
Yeah. Or no, you should have to get me and Ian's initials. So like you should have to
Oh
get
my
like
god. No, I don't want my initials on Paul for life. I'll stick with the
Yeah,
broadcast.
that's a little weird. Yeah. That's gonna raise a lot of questions to it.
okay, bro chat tattoos all around.
Like
Okay.
BC.
Yeah, losers got to get bro chat tattoos.
I'll get one. I'm fine with that. Yeah.
Okay. Now, are we specific on where?
This isn't even a loss for you though. This is your that's your brand, bro.
I know you gave
That's a
that of
win
this.
for
What
you.
is this?
You were even just saying I was
Yeah.
thinking of getting one without a bet.
No, but I wasn't gonna get a bro chat on my fucking arm.
Well, then, okay, then if you lose, we get to pick the spot to some degree.
Okay, as long as it's not my face or my hands.
Okay.
I don't want on my ass. either.
Directly on your Adam's apple.
Bro chat.
Oh.
Just tramp stamp right on the lower back. Just
I'll get something else then. What do you want me to get?
I don't know. I'll think.
I'll get hyper responder.
Oh, that's cool though.
Okay, well, I don't want to.
Yeah.
I
you
would
might
get that tattoo
anyway.
right now. That's sick.
Yeah.
All right, we have to get tattoos all around. We'll figure out what.
I know you gotta do. You got to get a tongue ring.
I'm getting a
Oh,
tattoo.
no,
we're all
fuck that.
doing tattoos.
Tongue.
No, we're all doing tattoos.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I was fucking thinking of I had my stitches out today and I was fucking flipping out in the room. I was sweating everywhere.
Why?
This motherfucker like pulled the string right out of me. Like I was fucking, and then there was like a knot tied off at a wrong spot because he got his people to like suture me up.
Yeah.
And he's like trying to pull where the knot was and like cut it. I was fucking dying. I was like, I could never get fucking pierced or anything like that. Like, give me tattoos all day.
That's shocking.
Anything
You don't like that shit?
Fuck that. Oh man.
I get fascinated.
People with gauges in their ears. Fuck,
Yeah.
man.
I got when I was younger, I got my ears punched with a gauge. So instead of stretching them over time, I got them pierced with like a 6-gauge needle. Yeah.
How much did that hurt?
God.
It was like the pain was one thing, but it was so much pressure. Like how hard they have to push because it's a hollow needle, right? It's like they push it, it's a hole punch.
It's like a
So they
whole
like punch you, just
Does a piece of your skin come out?
needle, and then they put like another needle inside it and they feed the ring through it
Okay.
so that they don't have to like take one in, take one out. It's like a hollow punch with like a needle following behind it to push out the center with a ring on the back of it. But like the fucking holes was like, it was the amount of pressure was like insane. Like it was like, it felt like they were pushing like every ounce of fucking strength they had, like a full grown man.
Remember when I got my nipple done?
Yeah, you were really.
Fuck, that hurt. Like I wasn't
got
even
my
ready.
nipples.
I
got
was.
both
Oh,
of
have
them.
you? Okay. Yeah. So you know then. I wasn't ready. All of a sudden I look and there's a fucking dagger, like just spear in my nipple.
Here.
It was like this long. I'm like, what the?
The
I've
first
always
time I got my nipple pierced, I was like,
fucking harpoon.
I
What
was like,
is he?
I was like 13 years old the first time I got my first nipple pierced because one of my cousins worked at was a tattoo fucking piercer kind of person. And I was out in BC visiting family there and I got one done and I was so fucking scared, man. When they brought out the needle, I shit my goddamn pants. It took me an hour to finally be like, okay, go, you know?
Yeah. I was. So when I lost that bet, so I go there, I lie down on the table, like they're prepping you, like rubbing it with alcohol, whatever,
Mhm.
And then all of a sudden, like I didn't know he was doing it all right. All of a sudden, I just feel like instant agony, and I look, and there's literally like a fucking dart, like right through my nipple. I'm like,
Right through it, yeah.
I always wanted to get the fucking hoops or the gauges, whatever you call them, in my ear.
Yeah.
But I just don't think I can pull it off.
Honestly, the
You
worst
like the
piercing I
spacers?
ever had. I've had
No,
my nipples pierced a bunch of times.
The fucking the hole.
Why are you
with the
getting them?
watch-
Why are you getting them pierced so much?
Because when I played football when I was younger, I would take them out during the season because it was a pain in the ass to have under pads, and then I would get it redone at the end of the season. So like my left one, I think I've had done like 5 times, maybe my right one 3.
Must be dead by now, eh? The nerves.
The worst one is I had one of those industrials. Have you ever seen these things? The industrial, the bar that goes through here and here. Man, that is the fucking worst piercing. For one, this up here hurts like a bitch, but then your whole ear is like immobile because it's like it's making your ear like a solid piece. So trying to sleep on it, like for it to heal, was the worst thing ever, man. It was the worst thing ever. I kept it for 3 months. I'm like, this is fucking awful. I took it out.
I heard dermals are pretty bad too.
Yeah,
What's that?
Like the dermal, like the studs on your face here, like
your skin.
You see it people back in the neck or something.
Girls get like the Marilyn Monroe, like the piercing here.
Okay.
Like a stud, like a little diamond.
I had my nose pierced, and that's probably actually the least painful. That doesn't really hurt at all.
Really?
Yeah.
I would think that tongue
but
would
like
suck.
almost no pain. It doesn't really hurt that bad.
What'd you say, Paul?
Tongue must be the worst.
That's what we should do.
Terrible.
You have to get your.
I think it'd be horrible. No, I'm
it's like when you got something wrong with your tooth, like you have a tooth, like a cavity or something. You can't stop touching it.
Yeah.
So you just be touching your like tongue all the time.
Yeah, I don't know how you're gonna get used to eating.
Yeah, I couldn't
yanking off your teeth and shit. Fuck.
I heard that blowjobs are better with that. I heard.
No, from a friend.
You fucking asshole. I knew. You know when I said it, I was like, I hope nobody catches that because it didn't come out right.
My buddy told me that.
Well, he was sucking my cock.
My buddy Paul told me.
Oh no.
You guys have never heard that before?
I'm sure I've heard it.
I always assume that cunnilingus is probably better with it, but not necessarily. But not really.
He goes all scientific on us.
I know.
I want to be crass.
Cunnilingus.
Oh, fucking Jim said on us right there.
I don't want to be crass.
It's almost worse. It's almost worse to say cunnilingus.
Yeah, it
doesn't sound great, but that's official. That's a real word for it.
Don't be crass, men.
What's going on, guys? Today's podcast is brought to you by Bashmouth from bashmouth.com. And as you guys know, I have been partnered with them for quite a while now. The energy gum market is growing and they are killing it. They've changed their packaging to this resealable bag that people seem to really love. Throw it in your gym bag, throw it in the office, throw it in your car, wherever you're going to need a shot of energy. This is where you're going to leave it. I'm going to show you guys the website really quick. If you go to bashmouth.com and use code RBP, you get 10% off. Just go to shop. There's free shipping on orders over $30, as you can see here. If you go to shop, you can get a sample bag, you can get a stick, you can get a full box, you get what you need, and now you can get bags too. But they have all this merchandise as well. Just use code RBP at checkout and get 10% off. Guys, check out Bashmouth Gum. If you need an energy boost, this is the way to go.
Searching cunnilingus.
Girl, I like how you change it to
do tongue piercings really make better blowjobs? Tongue piercings have long been perceived as a metallic blowjob enhancers, an idea cemented in sexual lore by Pulp Fiction. Oh, that's where I must have saw it.
Helps fellatio. There's Paul's kind of lingo.
Let's see. All right.
The evidence suggests. Wait.
Where?
Aside, the evidence does suggest that tongue piercings have a capacity to improve oral sex. Tongue rings and barbell, the two most common shapes, do provide additional stimulation during oral sex for all genders. Says the true sexual sensations come from dichotomy of textures, the softness of the tongue paired with the hardness of the piercing. It's the contrast of these two sensations that make oral sex particularly arousing. There you go.
I like that. Talk Summer into that one.
Where are we going right now today? Oh, it's a surprise. I'm going to get a tattoo. You're going to get something else.
Just curiosity. I'm just curious. Nothing. I never got to try it. I just wondered, Anyway. Okay. What are we doing? That's the show? Okay. We got a bet?
Yep.
Let's do some questions. Piercing. That's it, Paulie. You're getting a bro chat piercing. You totally want to change your bets now. Tattoo. You totally want to change your fucking bets now. You can't.
Nope. I know you're trying to get my head for it. Nice try.
Before we go to
my friend.
Before we go to questions, Paul, you got a little birthday gift today.
I did. Yes, I did.
And you were out riding.
I went and got a helmet right after I left your house.
Did you?
Yeah.
Thank God.
I got it's cool too. It's like a matte black.
Wait. Let me stop share here. 1 second. Let's give everybody a visual.
The video you put up though, wasn't that impressive.
Was that Orlando, that picture?
1 second. Why isn't the sound working? Oh, that's why.
It goes pretty quick, eh?
Yeah, 45.
Look at you. You're so scared to look at me.
Shoulders are tense. They're up in your ears.
Yeah, he's so tense.
Yeah, I know. I was sore. I was getting more used to it though after I've been on it for a while.
Ian, are you asking about this?
That's Orlando, eh?
This is Dallas.
Really?
This is Dallas 2014.
Oh, the backstage looks the same as from what I remember from Orlando.
This is where I threw up like 4 times the night before.
Yeah.
And I woke up shredded.
You're fucking hard as nails there.
Yeah. That's the key. You just got to puke a whole bunch of fucking
On
times.
the brink of death, looking great.
Yeah.
So, Paul,
I got Ben book. Sorry.
what do you think of your new gift?
I love it. It's great. Thank you for it.
I've never seen somebody that uncoordinated on a bike.
I got to hang one after a while. I was leading into my turns.
Ian, he took a turn, so I followed him home so I could take his car home. He took a turn. He stuck his knee out like he's on a motorcycle. And I'm like,
Getting lean into the corner.
Yeah, I was getting the hang of it.
nah,
Yeah, I can't wait to take it on the trails behind
you
us.
look, you look good on it. It's cool, man.
Thanks.
I'm glad
Thank you.
Yeah, they go 45 kilometers an hour. And I was following Paul home and he didn't pedal once. And I'm like, you can pedal like with the, he's like, why would I? Like,
Yeah, why would you pedal?
Yeah.
Because he wanted it for exercise. He's like, yeah, I can pedal, and then I can, when I get tired, I can throttle home. And I'm like, yeah. All right.
Well, the trails behind us here, there's a lot of like bridges over the highway, so like they're kind of hard to get over.
So anytime it gets hard, you can just
Yeah.
the bike can do the
You
work.
go motorized. Yeah.
If you're
we
too
got-
high, you just fucking turn that motor on.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna graduate from this to the Riker and then to eventually to a motorcycle.
Have you driven the Riker yet?
Yeah, just like just around like our neighborhood though, like just like a
once
block.
you want to, I'm gonna take him out.
Oh, I also at the gym too. I did in the parking lot there.
That's
I
right.
could see Paul ripping a spider, you know?
Yeah, I'll get comfortable with it with a Riker.
Paul's not a speed guy though. He's just
No, but you don't need to, like, those aren't bikes.
yet,
to go
we'll
fast
see.
on, you know?
You're right.
Riker
Yeah.
goes fast.
Well, it goes quick, but it's not like getting a fucking Gixxer, you know?
No, it's not like that. Yeah.
I mean, your bike is faster than the Riker. It was hard for me to keep up with you when we passed cars.
Yeah, it's not that. Yeah, it's quick. It's not fast. It's quick.
It's quick, but it's not like
Yeah.
insanely fast.
Did you take it on the highway here, Ian? The Riker?
I don't know.
No.
Did we go on the highway?
No, but
Oh.
he ripped it a couple times. We got.
Am I allowed to say how fast I got it going?
I don't think so.
Yeah, of course you are.
Sure.
Go for it.
Well, when me and Fouad were when me and
200?
Fouad were driving it, when we were driving it in Mexico, we weren't in Canada. We were in Mexico. I got it going like 165, pretty easy.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, before we go to questions, I found a new show. It's more of like a documentary show. It's called Frontier on
Yeah, you're telling me about it.
on Apple on iTunes. It's like
Say it was what again?
it's like the history of the U.S., like how it
Oh
started.
yeah.
It's fucking fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. White people just took over everything and kicked everybody the fuck out.
Oh fuck yeah!
Like, this is our,
fuck
this,
yeah.
like, this is our shit.
Right, we did, brother. Yeah, brother.
America.
America.
It's crazy. It's literally crazy. Like I obviously took history in school and shit and kind of know the history a little bit, but like I don't know, man. This like kind of goes into detail about how they took certain land and bought certain land, and like it's fucking nuts. You know, and I'm sure someone's going to correct me, but from watching this documentary, at one point the United States pretty much had control of all of Mexico.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
I know either.
You know why they, again, from this show, you know why they gave up the part of Mexico that's still there.
Why?
Why?
They didn't want to cohabitate with Mexicans. So they're like, we'll take this piece of Mexico. You can have the rest.
Which is New Mexico. And
Because they're like, there's not that many Mexicans here from like Arizona, New Mexico. Like there's not that many living here. It's kind of like still barren land. So we'll keep this and all of you can stay down there.
Really?
And they gave it. Yeah. That's
Wow.
why they gave them the land. They didn't want it because it's also because they're Catholic and they wanted the US to be a Christian or Protestant. What is it? Christian.
Yeah, whatever.
So they're like, they didn't want to, it wasn't just race. It was also religion. So they're like, you can have that. We'll have this. And they took
Was
over.
this the English?
It was they were American at that point. They had already defeated the British.
Okay. Okay. Oh, okay.
And then, so they took California, Arizona, New Mexico, like that whole border, right? And then like 2 weeks later, they found gold in California. So they're like,
Oh.
thanks.
Shocking. Look, we found.
Anyway, if anybody gives a shit about history, it's really well done where it like keeps you interested while you're like, while you're learning about it. Anyway.
So it's a series, eh?
Yeah, it's a series. It's pretty well done. Anyway, we'll do some questions. Is Chris Bumstead guest posing at the Detroit Pro-Am? Would be great to see Chris and Iain on an open bodybuilding stage together. Actually, Chris is making his open pro debut at the Detroit Pro-Am. So make sure you get your tickets as soon as they're on sale.
Before they sell out, buy them now.
If for some reason,
not even Chris knows. Not even Chris knows.
if for some reason Chris changes his mind between now and then, there's no refunds. I'm sorry.
Sorry. It's not us, it's PayPal.
That's a bombshell you just dropped, man. I'm gonna grab my ticket right now.
You think we could convince him to do that? That'd be pretty fucking sick.
Man, Chris is another fucking level. If anybody can convince him, it's you. He's your fucking family.
I don't know. I think if he was going to do an open show, it would be something around the Olympia or the Arnold.
Yeah. But I believe Hunter and James, you know what? It'd be a good test for him. That's for sure. Because you, Hunter, and James are all confirmed for now.
Yeah.
So I'm like, fuck. And Kai Green and Phil are both going to be there as well.
Coming retirement, yep.
Yeah. Like it's going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a show of all shows. Bro.
Yeah, Derek Lunsford, I was talking about it. I saw.
Learning about this.
Well, of course, Samson. He's hostile.
Ronnie Coleman's coming too.
I'm sure at some point somebody's gonna lose it on me for fucking saying this. But I'm just joking. None of those people are coming.
It's on every bodybuilding site tomorrow. Confirmed for the Detroit Pro.
Anyway. What retired pro would you like to see make one last comeback and actually do well? That would actually do well. Is there any, you know what? It's funny. I was just thinking this the other day. I think when you retire, you should just retire. I've never seen somebody retire and come back and like really do.
No, I mean, obviously, the most obvious answer is who's closest. And I think Phil could come back and still be competitive. Do I think he could come back and win the Olympia? Hard to say. Do I think he could come back and still be a top 6? Probably, yeah.
I think Phil could come back and win the Olympia.
It really depends what midsection's looking like these days,
Yeah.
Man.
But I mean, he's arguably one of the number 1 or 2 greatest bodybuilders of all time,
Yeah.
I mean, think of this though. It took the best Rami we've ever seen and the best Sean Roden we've ever seen.
Well,
to beat Phil.
No. Because the last time he came to the Olympia, he was like 4th.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Yeah.
Hottie and Brandon, right? Or was he 3rd?
Hottie, Brandon, and Ramy, I think, right?
No, I think Phil was 3rd at that Olympia. I think it was just Hottie.
Was he 3rd?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I don't want to get Phil. Don't get upset.
Or Ramy and Brandon.
Or Ramy and Brandon. I don't remember. It was somewhere in there. I don't remember if he was 3rd or 4th.
Yeah, I was at that Olympia. I should know, but
yeah, you're right though. Whether he wins or not, I don't know. But Phil would have the best chance of anybody of coming back. Hey, I was thinking.
You know who else?
What? Who?
Victor Martinez. That guy still looks like he can get on stage right now.
Well, Victor would look incredible, but I don't know if he would be in the top 6, where I think Phil would be.
Yeah, it was.
At the Olympia,
it was that year. It was Ramy, Brandon, Phil, Hottie was his top 4. Then Brandon, William Bonac was top 5.
Yeah, I knew he was 3rd. I just didn't remember what the order was. Like who else was.
And then Akeem, and then me.
So Phil, Victor could come back, but I don't think he'd be top 6. I don't really think there's anybody else that could come back that's retired. Like Flex. I'd like to see Flex Lewis.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah,
Jeez,
Flex could for sure come back and do
yeah,
it.
definitely, yeah.
You know what? I think Flex. Who would be more anticipated comeback, Flex or Phil?
Flex.
If Flex came back to the Open, people would be fucking
only because Flex left on top.
Yeah, right.
And there was all that buzz about him going into the Open, where Phil has dominated the Open for a long time, and then his last showing he was 3rd, and then he kind of came left out from there. So there's more like intrigue, I guess, with seeing what an Open version of Flex would be, because we've seen that version of Phil.
Paul, who's the best bodybuilder you ever beat on stage?
Ben Pekulski. But I didn't actually beat him.
Ben Pekulski.
I didn't actually beat him.
Did you beat him or not? What do
I
you
won the overall.
Then you beat him.
That's exactly
Indirectly.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to say it. So,
Just own it, man. Own it, Paul.
That's the same as me beating Chris Bumstead.
Okay, I beat Ben
Win's a
Pekulski.
win. Win's a
I
win.
beat him pretty bad too.
It's actually embarrassing.
Anybody else?
In Ben's defense, though, Ben didn't die for that show. He was just there to qualify.
One thing of my career that I wish I had is that, and that I don't have, is that I never beat you or Ben.
I did it on purpose, Ian.
You left
Stepped
before
away
I
right
beat
before
you.
that.
I left.
I'm out of here. Fuck this shit.
I left
Kind
before
of
you
like
were
you
good
did with
enough.
Dorian.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go out on top.
the 2 shows I did with you and the 2 shows I did with Ben, you guys both beat me. Both
Why
times.
did you want to beat me?
Well, because I need that in my cementing of my best Canadian bodybuilders title, you know?
Yeah.
That's why I left. I'm like, now he'll never know.
Yeah, because then it wouldn't be debatable, right?
Yeah.
So Ben, who else? Did you ever beat any other big names?
One guy who turned pro, but he was I don't think he really competed as a pro. Henry, I'm forgetting his last name. Ing from Toronto.
I don't know.
He turned pro as a masters, I believe. But no, that's about it.
Mike, any big names in your roster?
Nope, I was horrible.
No, but you won Canadian Nationals.
Yeah, you won that. Yeah,
Who did you beat at Nationals that year that was good?
Ron
Parlow.
Ron.
Oh, Barlow. Was he second?
No, he was in supers with me, and I beat him, and then I won the overall.
Who
You
else
also
was
think
Do
that
you remember the heavy?
Mark Richmond. Mark Richmond.
Oh, Mark won
Richmond.
heavyweights that year.
Yeah.
Okay.
What year is that? 2012.
Antoine was there too, but Antoine was very young.
Is that
Yeah.
2010 or 12? What year is that?
It was 2009.
9.
Because I did New York Pro in 2010.
Was that the year I coached Mark and he won?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
I did Canada's in 2008, and then Mark did it also that year.
What'd you take at Canada's 15th?
Well, my coach wasn't there. Ditched me at the last minute. So my coach, so I came in flat. Probably should have been a lot fuller, and so I was ninth.
If Ian was coaching you, you would have been probably better. I was
100%.
At least would have been top 5. I had potentially top 5, but my coach blew it.
Coach really shit the bed on me.
Ian, what's yours? Dexter?
The best bodybuilder I beat.
You have a long list of best bodybuilders you beat.
Yeah, I beat some good bodybuilders. I mean, I beat Hunter. I beat Dexter. I beat Chris Bumstead indirectly, like Paul didn't beat back.
Hey, counts, Ian.
How did you beat Chris? Oh,
We talked about that.
No, 2014 provincials. Paul Judge.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
I won the super. I won the
that.
supers in the overall, and Chris was in the heavies.
So Chris, Hunter,
So
Dexter.
potentially, Ian.
Pardon?
I was gonna say potentially, if you had gone classic route, you would have won a 5 Mr. Olympias by now.
It's guaranteed. I'd have at least 4.
Yep.
I mean, who else is? Yeah, like obviously Dexter being a past Mr. Olympia is the best bodybuilder I beat, but I beat him when he was fucking 50 years old. So
Did you do the Olympia when Kevin Levrone came back?
no, that was the year I didn't qualify in 19.
What's the next biggest bodybuilder you beat on that list? I mean, you beat some good You beat Steve Kuklo as a good bodybuilder.
Oh, yeah,
I beat
for sure.
Kuklo.
You've beaten some good bodybuilders, man.
I mean, but like when you're talking about guys
Well,
that are,
that fucking the one New York show you did, you beat fucking Justin Rodriguez. John was there that show.
yeah, I beat Akeem a few times. Hunter, I beat that one time. I beat Dexter.
The biggest name's probably Dexter, then Hunter.
And Kuklo.
Yeah.
It's hard, man. I've done so many fucking shows. It's hard to remember, 2019 Tampa, Dexter won, Luke was second, I was third. Who else was at that show? That was a good show. I'm trying to think of the shows I did with like the best lineups,
Who you beat Vancouver?
I don't know why that came to mind. I just
Antoine. I beat Antoine Vancouver.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously Dexter's the clear choice,
Of course.
The rest are good bodybuilders, but they're like guys that are like 8 through 15 Olympia level guys, not like top 5 guys like that. Hunter and Dexter are the only top 5 Olympian kind of the guys I'd beat.
Yeah. Huh. What retired? No, we just did that. Why are enhanced athletes so much heavier than natural athletes?
Because they have more muscle.
I fucking stab at it, man. Jesus.
Muscle is weight.
Have you guys been seeing this Bradley Martyn shit?
Yeah, about him saying you can fight everybody.
So this question:
why even say that shit?
I know you sound so silly.
I don't know if he was just trolling Nate Diaz or just trying to get clicks, or if he actually.
No, he did it before with Devin. He's done it with a bunch
of Devin Haney.
I know, that, but now I don't know if it's just a troll job because it's catching so much traction.
I mean, he's smart and he knows what gets viral, so he's probably running with it now.
Right.
But I think the first time when he did it with like Devin Haney or those guys, he truly thought he's 150 pounds and he's 260 that he could beat up Devin Haney. But like Devin Haney's one of the fucking best boxers in the world. He's gonna fuck him up. There's no chance.
Bradley's a fucking big dude and he's athletic as fuck. Like, he's a big dude.
For sure. Yeah.
Really.
Mike, let me ask you, because this is kind of your area of expertise. So world-class boxer versus a guy who weighs him by 80 pounds and is athletic. In a street fight, not a boxing match, does he stand a chance? Because
it depends how good that big guy is at closing a gap and closing a distance quickly, right? Yeah. So if he can close the distance quickly and not let that boxer get a shot off on him, then and if he wraps him up and holds him, of course he can maul him like a bear, right? But that's like if they're gonna like agree, like we're just gonna stand here and fight and like trade shots, it's not gonna go well for the.
If you think like if it's in a bar and it's like a busy atmosphere, like outside a club and it's like messy.
It's like the fight on the weekend with Diaz and Jake Paul. It's like that fight doesn't even last a round if it's MMA.
Yeah,
right.
I know.
Like it just doesn't.
Oh yeah.
You're balls ducking his head and throwing overhands and like looking at the ground half the time when he comes over the top and he's connecting.
Yeah,
because he's like dipping his head and throwing over top all the time. But it's like Diaz even showed like I could choke him out right now. I mean, fucking because he's gonna wear him out and lean on him and fucking pressure him. And as soon as he gets sloppy, he'll take him down and choke him out. It won't be like slow. It'll be like choke you.
Yeah. So let me ask you then. So let's go back to Bradley Martyn, just because I personally think he's fucking around just to get a rise out of people, but I like playing the game. I think in a street fight against a boxer outweighing him by 80 pounds, I think Bradley Martyn would probably win. Because it's like...
I think out of 10 times, Bradley might win 3.
I don't know, dude. I think if you can grab somebody that's not proficient in wrestling or jiu-jitsu or anything like that.
I don't know. I'm assuming Devin Haney's still pretty strong, and I'm sure if you got him in a clinch, he knows how to throw shots in a short distance. I agree with Mike. If you really close that distance fast and just like tackle them down, you might stand a chance. But I'm assuming someone like Devin Haney is going to throw so many fucking punches so goddamn fast that you won't even know what happened. You'll try and close the distance. He'll hit you with 2 shots and a fucking uppercut, and you'll be just done,
Did you hear what Joe Rogan said about Bradley Martyn fighting?
He wants him to fight Mighty Mouse, right?
No, he
grapple him.
Well, they were talking about Demetrius Johnson.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
And he said, if he picks him up and slams him on the fucking cement, it's over.
For sure.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. If the big guy gets a hold of you somehow, it's bad news for you. But it's
if he gets a hold of you, absolutely.
But that's kind of where I agree with Bradley a little bit. If he is even just to play the troll game, like
he could literally get him on the ground and like put his weight on him if he knows how to wrestle and put his weight on him, and he can just keep him down the whole time. Like the guy's not going to be able to get up, and he can hit him with shots and
he can
smash his head.
He can also smash his head off the fucking cement. You know what I mean? So I think a street fight's very, very different than
usually. Even if it's in a street fight, like It's like people envision a street fight, like two guys are gonna like everyone's
Square
crowded
off.
around and they're like ready to like throw shots. Like
Yeah,
it's
very
like
rarely.
it's gonna be whatever your instinct is, and he's gonna try and maul that fucking kid. It's like he's 270-pound fucking dude who's very athletic. He's not like some slow bodybuilder who's all lumbering and like awkward. Like he's a
that's
fucking
why.
big.
Yeah.
That's why, because people are like, oh, it's not just because you're big doesn't mean you can fight. I 100% agree with that. But Bradley Martyn's really fucking athletic.
Yeah, he's super athletic.
So it's like it's not as easy as just fighting a big guy. Like if you fight me, yeah.
He's also aggressive too, right? Like he has an aggressive mindset to him. He's not like some powder puff guy. Like
Right.
So I'm saying like him asking these guys, do you think I mean it's a little bit like what fighter who's got pride and is a real fighter is like, yeah, you'd kill me. They're like, no, I'm fucking fuck you up. Like
Yeah.
they're not gonna be much of a fighter if they're just gonna submit to big like, oh no, like
Yeah.
and it's kind of that sense. So you're putting these guys on the spot. That's what I don't like about it, where it's like who knows what would happen. Anything could happen in a street fight. But yeah, like if a dude that size, that athletic gets a hold of anybody that's half his size, it's a fucking bad day for that guy.
The question is, if you're Nate Diaz, it's not, and Bradley Martyn's like, well, in a street fight, but how many street fights has Nate Diaz been in?
Cool.
So he's probably
also like
he's probably had his share of street fights, so he knows how to street fight also.
Well,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
I'm sure he's fought more in the street than he's fought to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Plus, it's like guys like that, like they're pulling. You got to be really careful with, more so with guys like Nate Diaz, because like you might get a hold of him, but you get a hold of him now, you're in his world because he's gonna fucking choke you out.
And he can take
you,
a punch.
you can go in there and he's gonna latch onto you. Next thing you know, he fucking you try to throw him down, he goes down, he just pulls you into a choke and puts you out. Right.
That's why I think the Nate Diaz one is different than the boxer. Because the boxer, like Ian's saying, he's assuming he knows how to fight, but maybe he doesn't. Maybe he just knows how to box.
Yeah, I think it's way more dangerous, and I'm not talking. I don't think anybody should fight either one in the street, to be very honest with you, because they're trained fighters, and you should probably get the fuck out of there. But
yeah,
I think you're really, really, really risking it if you're trying to street fight an MMA guy. Like, because no matter where it goes, he's got an answer for whatever the fuck you're gonna do.
MMA basically is street fighting.
Yeah.
I've known one guy who was a real fighter, like he fought in Strike Force. I think it was Strike Force, Aaron Traeger. And he's just not somebody you could just tell. I'm just not somebody I would fuck with. Like,
it's a different breed.
Yeah.
I don't think people give enough credit and enough respect to fighters and like guys who train every day. Like even a guy who trains casually compared to like a professional fighter, like someone who's actually trains, hits mitts, spars, grapples, wrestles around like it's a hobby of theirs, but they do take it seriously.
Yeah.
You're in a world of fucking hurt if you pick a fight with that guy and you don't know how to do anything. Like
for sure.
Yeah.
You're in big shit. Like so you better hope you sucker punch him or fucking get one off and it drops him. Because like if it's gonna be a real fight, you're gonna get fucked up, right? Like
yeah, it's crazy. I actually I know people flame and fucking Bradley Martyn a lot for asking the question. And if he's asking it seriously, I mean, it is kind of disrespectful to ask a fucking UFC champion or somebody of Nate Diaz's caliber. Like, it's a little bit disrespectful if it's not a joke. But
I think it's more playful on his part because he knows it's just like it's a cool question. It is a cool kind of question to ask. It's like, what would happen? Like, who knows, right? I don't think he's that arrogant of a dude, but it's like it's also like you got to understand these guys are never going to submit to you being like, you kicked my ass. Like these are fucking fighters, right? Like,
well, that's that's kind of where I was going with that. Is I think it's kind of fun that he just said it, like, because I don't think he's saying it seriously. So I think it's kind of cool that he just asked the question just to get the reaction, and then people fucking love it. The comment sections are just littered with fucking comments. I'm
honestly surprised sometimes when he asks, like, especially a guy like Diaz. Like, I'm surprised. There's probably some younger guys who are a little more hot-headed. That if they got asked that and like they took that as a sign of disrespect, they might fucking swing on him right there.
Yeah.
like what the fuck are you talking about? Like,
I think Diaz is probably he's been in it for so long, he has nothing to prove.
Yeah, he's used to shit talking.
I wonder what
his reaction was so funny though. He's like, definitely, you know.
Well, what do you say to him? He's like, "Oh, you're a podcaster, bro."
Yeah, you're a YouTuber, bro.
Did you guys ever see that Pros versus Joes show that used to be on?
Yeah, remember that? Yeah.
And they had Randy Couture in the ring with like average
Yeah.
Joes. He would
Get
submit them.
demolished.
He would submit them like 26 times in like one round.
That's what these tough, like fake tough guys and like meatheads in the gym maybe or whatever. Like they have no concept of what they're doing. Like they'd have no idea. Like just because you're big, it doesn't mean a fucking thing. Like
Yeah, like me and Paul bounced, and Mike, you bounced and bodyguard and all that shit. And like, I don't know, I'm not going to speak for you, Mike, because you've probably been in a lot more fight. But like, we've been in bar fights and shit. It's not. I would never fight a real fighter. Like,
Oh,
I'm
fuck,
sorry.
you
It's
see cauliflower on the air? No.
yeah, you see
No way.
cauliflower. It's like,
well, it's also like
I'm
when you're
good.
doing security at a club or you're doing a security with a group of guys, you know you have like
Back up,
it's a swarm mentality. So you know, like yeah, I might get caught with something, but like these guys are coming, we're all gonna fucking take this motherfucker out. It's like, but it's 1-on-1, and you're fighting a guy who's like, he starts fucking being light on his feet and like moving his head and coming out. It's like, okay, man, sorry, like
Forget it.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
It's like,
Let's talk about
he
this.
starts fucking warming up his shoulders. You're like, okay, like, yeah.
Remember those two guys in the bathroom, the football players with the two
that
brothers?
video.
Remember the video that came out a while back?
That was awesome.
I don't know if you ever saw that, Mike. There was two football players, and they were in a bathroom with these two brothers that were also fighters, but the football players didn't know they were fighters. And they like, I don't know how it started, but they started shit talking him. And all you see is the one brother lean over to the other brother, go, he's like, "Are you ready?"
Yeah.
And the brother's like, "Yeah." And they beat the fucking piss out of the two football players. these guys were bigger, taller. Didn't matter. They just fucking manhandled them. And I was
they
like,
had them both like in pretzels on the ground.
Your average person doesn't have the reaction time to even defend themselves if you punch them.
It's over too fast. I don't even know what happened.
Yeah.
Like they don't even have the comprehension of like getting their hand up, let alone moving their head out of the way. So they literally watch the punch like come at them and hit them, and they're like, oh, like they've never had to react to it, right? That's why, like I say, even casual fair weather people who box and spar casually or like have fun with the sport, like they're gonna react faster.
And most average people like that, even if they've been in like fights, they haven't been hit by someone who knows how to fucking throw a punch.
Yeah.
Like getting hit by someone who actually knows how to punch feels a lot different than getting hit by like your buddy who's just like in a street fight a couple times and doesn't really know how to throw a punch. It feels very different. Yeah.
that's what that is. It Devin Haney? Is that his name?
Devin Haney's fucking. I don't think he would. I don't think Bradley Martyn would even see a jab coming. Like he'd get his head snapped back.
You wouldn't even know.
He's like bang, like oh fuck, like.
Well, but that's what he said to him. I think in the interview, he's like, "You don't know how to take a punch." And that's something.
If you don't get hit and you get hit, you're gonna drop. Even if you get hit in the side of the head, you don't even need to get hit in the chin. Like you get hit in the side of the head, your whole equilibrium and everything's gonna be. You're gonna be fucked, right?
And this is one of the best boxers in the world with no gloves on too. This isn't wearing fucking 16 or 12 ounce gloves or whatever. This is like bare knuckles to the side of your fucking dome. You know,
like watch him hit the bag and listen to the sound of the bag with a 16-ounce glove on.
Yeah,
and then imagine that with no padding.
Yeah,
like moving from a distance of like 4 inches, like bang.
Did you see what happened though? Mike Perry said he wants to fight Bradley Martyn.
That's a fucking bad idea for Bradley.
Terrible idea.
He's like a bare knuckle champion.
he's a fucking animal.
Yeah. Anyway, I just thought
it even made me think of it too. You know, there was that Pros versus Joes, but there was this other fucking MTV show for a while that was like a fight the bully show.
Bully, yeah.
I don't remember that.
Where they had it was like Jake Shields or like some like mid-tier MMA fighter, like a UFC guy, but like, you know, like out of the top 10 kind of guy.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. Somebody's a fucking MMA.
I think Jake Shields
I
think he was a champion in Strikeforce, but anyway, go on.
Okay. Well, him, and they would like take guys who were like bullies and like thought they were tough guys and put them in the ring with Jake Shields. He would literally like just fucking ragdoll them. Like, so like you said about the Pros versus Joes, tap him out 26 times in like one round, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like you see those videos that they load up sometimes where like a guy walks in a boxing gym and he calls out the guys, or an MMA gym, and he's like, got all these street fights, he can't do tough, and he's like, by the end of it, they have to keep pushing him back in because he's like bitching out and trying to walk out. It's like, these are professional fucking fighters, dick shit. Like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Like, it's like it's like the equivalent of like you guys being in a pro show, you and Ian, and all of a sudden some guy off the street walks in, and he's like, and you're like, what are you doing? We're like
stepping into the world's strongest man, thinking you can lift the weights. It's like you're not even remotely prepared for this. You know,
how could you be that fucking delusional? Like,
because I think every guy not every guy, but every like masculine guy thinks he can fight.
They should think that they're a lot as tough as they are. They'd be a lot better off in life.
But you know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying, Mike? I'm sure you've run into a lot of these guys.
No, obviously, yeah.
Every like masculine dude thinks he can fight, and maybe you can with another guy who doesn't know how to fight. But when you step in with somebody who knows what's going on, that's a different, like, it's a different fucking thing. Like,
Like Tim Kennedy, Tim Kennedy from the UFC is also like an ex-military, like
he's
a fucking genuine badass fucking dude who will kill you like any way you want him to kill you.
Yeah.
And he's just talking about like, oh, like when these guys like, oh, when I get mad, you don't know what's gonna happen. Or like once I get mad, I flip a switch, and I'm like, no, you don't. No, you really don't.
You just yell.
You just get angry, and you're hoping that your little performance is going to keep this guy away from you.
That are so fucking slow and wide that any good puncher, like fighter's going to see from a mile away and knock you out 4 times before that.
Me and Paul were talking about starting somewhere like either a boxing gym or a jiu-jitsu gym. Not because we want to be great fighters. I'm always envious. I'm envious of guys who know how to handle themselves when they need to.
Yeah.
Like, it would just be nice. This is going to sound really fucking stupid. I'm sorry to make the comparison, but I'm going to. When I started riding a motorcycle, part of the joy of riding the motorcycle was just that I learned how to do something new.
Yeah.
So it's like, I kind of want to learn just so I can sink my teeth into something new.
Yeah.
And
it's also like, it teaches you, like, from the limited amount of boxing experience I have, because I loved, like you said, it was a challenging, trying to find something new that was challenging, and I got to use my body again because I hadn't used it in that way in so long. It's just like, it's so fucking defeating, and it just fucking takes the wind out of your sails, and you realize how much of a bitch you are.
Yeah.
Not because like you're not tough, because you realize you're throwing punches on a bag or hitting mitts or doing whatever, sparring someone, and after a minute you're so gassed you want to die.
Yeah.
And you're like, wow, I wouldn't survive if someone fought me that knew what they were doing. All they'd have to do is wait for me to get tired, and I'd literally be the biggest bitch. They could slap me around, they could do whatever they want to me, because like my fatigue will make me the world's biggest bitch.
Yeah. You realize how vulnerable you are.
So you start to realize, to understand, like, I'm not as tough as I am. Even this guy who's like half my size is way tougher than me, way more endurance, can like take more punishment.
Yeah.
And these guys are like, then you start to realize, like, it's humbling, but it helps you realize, like, I'm not the toughest guy around, and I never will be, and I'm cool with that. And then you become better as a person, because you're like, oh, I'm not gonna like be a shit talker.
Yeah.
Like, everyone gets mad, and we all do this stuff, and if someone gets you mad enough, then whatever happens, and you could lose or win or whatever. But it's like, you start to like stop being such a shithead in life, because you're like, wow, I really know that, like, I'm not as badass as I thought I was.
It humbles.
And then these guys train long enough, and they realize that they are that badass, and they're like,
yeah, but then they don't have to be. It's kind of like,
no, but then they're the complete opposite of that. They're like so calm.
Here's another
like the nicest people.
I'll give you 2 stupid analogies to match that. So like, when I had a really shitty car, I want to race everybody.
Yeah, and now you have a nice car, you don't want to
race. When I have a fast car, I don't want to race everybody.
Because you know what it's capable of.
Or it's like when you first start bodybuilding, like the first year, I wear a tank top like all the time. Yeah. And then when you actually have muscle, you just wear a hoodie. You're like, I never wear a tank top.
Well, it's like today, you said the guy was edging you off the road. You like your car. You're not about to let him hit you.
Right.
I like my fucking car. Don't hit my fucking car, asshole. Like...
No, but me and Paul got into the conversation because we were talking about retirement and getting older and like replacing that bodybuilding feeling. And when when I was watching the Jake Paul thing, one of the things that he said on that documentary that struck me was he got sick of YouTube, and he's like, I just needed something new. He's like, I'm sick of fucking just making content. And he's like, when I found boxing, it gave me something like challenging to go do. And I was like, that's interesting, because that's kind of how I feel. Not that I still want to do YouTube, but I just mean, like, because I'm not bodybuilding anymore, it'd be cool to do something new and challenging where I'm getting my ass kicked all the time.
I think like when people don't discredit that kid. Like, you still went, he's not a bad boxer, and he's definitely not a bad athlete, because the kid's fucking like going 10 rounds with top guys, even if they're not whatever top of that prime sport or whatever. Like, he still has to do that. You couldn't do that.
Yeah.
None of us could do that.
No. Yeah. That was a good fucking fight though, man. I enjoyed it. Even though Diaz was losing the rounds, it was still fun to fucking watch.
The funny thing with Diaz too is, like, even when he loses, he doesn't lose. You know what I mean?
No, but he gives a fuck.
Nobody gives a fuck. It's not like Nate lost. It sucks. It's like that was fun. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
What'd you think of the
watching two
knockdown?
guys fight and then they're just like they're fucking shake hands after.
Yeah.
That was fucking
Yeah.
awesome. They just banged each other around and fucking.
We made a few million.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Made some money. Yeah, made each other a lot of money. What'd you think of the knockdown? Did you think the knockdown was legit? People were questioning it online.
I thought it was real.
I think the power of
me.
his shot, knocked him off balance more than his
yeah.
head got rattled. I think the power knocked him over.
It was more like a push shot.
But
and then when he tried to get up and he fell down again.
Well, that was just.
I think he was like the momentum took him out. Yeah.
But one second, I've seen, and I know it's a leg kick, so it's different. But I've seen shots in MMA that were like grazed off the top of the head like this that have put people fucking out.
Oh, for sure.
Because it still rattles your brain, right? Even though it's glancing.
No, but that's what people. That's
still
that's
like
what,
shake your head.
But I saw that's what people were saying is like, oh, the punch like skinned off his head. I'm like, that still fucking could do something.
That could still ring your bell, right?
It can. I don't think in this situation. I don't think he was. I think he wasn't like completely fucking dazed. I think he just got knocked.
But I think it rattled him a little bit though because he still stumbled. He still stumbled into the fucking ropes.
Yeah,
like it wasn't just like he tripped and then got up. He like
no, for sure.
Took a.
I mean, it was a hard shot, no doubt. Either way, the guy can punch.
You know how disheartening that has to be though, as Jake Paul or anybody to like hit a guy with a shot and see him go flying down like that, and he just walks right back at you.
Yeah.
Like, he's eating your shot, and he's talking. Do you see him? Have you seen the clips where he's like
he's talking shit?
He's hitting him, and he's like, "Ooh," and he's like, "Yeah." He just comes back at and he hits him again. He's like, "Ooh."
Like just even when you beat him, you don't beat him. You know?
No, you don't. Yeah. The crowd
you beat him on the scorecards, but like in the world consensus is like, Nate didn't really lose that. You know, it's like whatever.
You know what's funny about Nate? It's like a case study in like how to really create content. The guy is a 500 fighter.
Yeah.
But he has a bigger fan base than arguably everybody in MMA except for like Conor.
His personality is fucking hilarious, you know.
But I'm just saying, like, it's crazy. Like, there's no other 500 fighter that would be able to build that kind of popularity.
No way.
It's awesome to see anyway. What I was gonna say, what was I gonna fucking say? Oh, the one thing that annoyed me. And this is probably petty, but I felt like Logan Paul couldn't give his brother the spotlight. He still had to show up. So I know he did WrestleMania.
But that outfit on.
But wait a second. So he gets on a fucking, think about this. He does WrestleMania in this get up. Then he gets on a private jet and flies to the fucking, to the fight. Why doesn't he change?
Yeah, you
got to give it to those guys, man. They're like master manipulators of media, though. Like they're like,
but Mike,
but that's what I'm saying. He didn't do that, and look what we're doing. We're talking about it.
But I don't think he did it. I don't think he did it to create content. I think he did it because he's like, I need to get some shine. Right?
No, I think he just fucking. It's literally like we fucking are literally manipulating all of you all the time. Like every time you see the guy when he's in the documentary with his brother, he's holding a Prime can or a Prime drink.
Yeah.
Everywhere he goes, Prime. Like he's product placement, like without even fucking.
So you think he's wearing the get up and the elbow pads and everything as a show, as part of the show?
Yeah, it's just like, oh, I came here right away type thing, and like that's how you know I came here right away, right? Like matters most.
WWE,
as fast as I could.
Time to change, you know, like
fuck, he got me. I'm talking about it.
He got you.
All right. Anyway, it was a good fucking night. I haven't watched fights in a long time. I fucking literally.
Some of the fights on the card, some of the other fights were good on the main card too.
Yeah, I'm not a. You know what? Diaz is the fight with who was the two MMA guys who are both turned boxers. Yeah. One of them is Diaz's camp, and the other guy's is it Miller?
Jeremy
Stevenson. I think that's it. Yeah, that was a good fight. I watched that one.
Yeah, a bunch of them.
I don't know, man. I don't know. How do bodybuilding coaches, gurus actually gain knowledge on food, diet, PEDs? Is it just experimenting or hiring other coaches and copying protocols?
I think it's a mix of both. I think
they everything.
Do a little bit of self-teaching. I think a lot of them, talked to or worked with, if they were bodybuilders themselves, with a lot of coaches and kind of formulated their own kind of things out of that. And then I think when you pair that with experience over time and seeing situations and problem solving in situations and working with a lot of different bodies and seeing how they react, I think you just get better at predicting and manipulating. And I think, when you look at guys like Chad or Hani or these kind of things, like you know, they all, or like, you know, Neil Hill, like they all kind of have like slight similarities that are kind of all mixed in from like shared knowledge. And then they all have their little bit of differences that are like things that they like and that they made on their own, you know?
I just see the part where he said copying coaches.
You can't copy.
If you literally take a coach's fucking diet and give it to somebody, then you're copying. But I don't think,
but that doesn't really work, you know?
No, but what I was going to say is like, I don't think learning your coach's strategy and then trying to implement it is copying, because that's literally just you learning from somebody.
Yeah.
It would be the same as anyone that watches any of us training on YouTube and then copies our workout, like, and then follows the workout. Are you just copying us? It's like, no, you're learning and you're adapting. And,
that's right.
You know,
So I just,
and like, look, there is good ways to do things. And if someone learns from someone else, this is the good way to do something. It's not like, well, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do something worse because I don't want to copy him. It's like, clearly you're going to use what works the best, you know?
Yeah. I think obviously you should adapt your own style, but there's nothing wrong with like, I've worked with like 4 or 5 different coaches and 4 of them were probably the best in the world. And I've taken something from each of them.
100%. Me too.
So I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all. To me, that's the best way to learn, because they can actually explain to you what the fuck is going on. You're not guessing. Like, this is why we did this. This is why we did that. And then you can kind of start to process it yourself. Acceptable age to start gear.
Gear?
Yeah. PEDs, steroids.
I started when I was 8, so
I was 14.
Sooner the better.
You know what's interesting about this question? I just want to touch on this real quick. So a bunch of virtue signaling people have come out about Sam taking gear.
Yeah.
And he's taking so much gear and he's blasting so hard because he's got acne. And listen, you can fucking really
AKA, I'm jealous of what he looks like. I wish I could look like that.
What about
Fuck off.
So there was periods of my bodybuilding career where I took a ton of gear. I didn't have any acne. So what the fuck does that mean? You can't gauge somebody. You can't gauge somebody's fucking steroid abuse.
I mean, and we all know a guy that like was 21 years old, took fucking 10 milligrams of D-ball one time, and you got like the worst breakout ever. So like,
one of my first cycles, I broke out really bad, and it was a very light cycle.
I know guys that have done like cycles of 20 milligrams of D-ball a day when they were fucking like 20 years old, and they got like the worst cystic acne ever, you know?
Yeah.
And then there's guys like I know myself, there's no amount of gear I could take that would give me bad skin. I just don't get that from steroids. Like I never have, and I never will, you know? So it's not a gauge, you know?
I just think it's interesting that these channels come out like they care.
Yeah.
Like, we care. We don't want him to die. We don't want him to go down the wrong road. Bullshit. You want to use his name to get clicks.
Yeah.
And so you make this video, which is fine. I'm all for.
And for all the people that aren't making channels, the reason they're getting mad is because they want to justify their own shit gains, you know?
Yeah.
Listen, if you
must just be taking 10 times the drugs I am, you know? It's like, no, maybe he's taking less, you know?
There's a guy, I don't know if you know this guy, his name's Ryan Russo. He's got a YouTube channel. I saw one of his videos. This guy actually put together a really good video, and he said, look, we don't know what he's using. That's first and foremost. All these channels are like, oh, he's using tons. First of all, none of you know anything. You're just you're just guessing, which is horrible in itself, because you're influencing all the people that watch you to think the same thing. And you should admit that you have no idea what he's using. That's number one. Number two, what this Ryan Russo guy said that was so valuable was, people are going to do what they want to fucking do. What's that?
Thank you.
What is that?
Zoom.
I will send it. I'll send it to you. I promise.
These ones I got, they're 15 milligrams. So like the strong Zins are 6 milligrams.
Oh,
I will. Oh, fuck. That would make me fucking throw up 10 times.
Be careful.
Anyway,
I don't know if you can send tobacco products in the mail.
Listen, you're interrupting. This is really important. All I was going to say is this. What this Ryan Russo's kids video said was basically, these guys are aspiring professionals, or aspiring to be as big as they can be, or aspiring to build their physiques. They're not going to listen to you by saying, you're bad, don't do this. Basically what he said in his video is, if you want to really help, which is something I like to do, is tell them to fucking get monitored. Tell them to make sure they get their blood work done. Tell them to make sure they're not overusing. Tell them to make sure they take breaks. Like, this is the valuable thing we should be doing. Because if these guys are aspiring to be fucking pros, or aspiring to be just mass monsters, whatever they want, they're not just going to stop because you made a fucking video about them.
I find it amazing too how so many people like that's what you're making videos about. Like this one guy, I'm not gonna say his name, but he's got a fairly big following, and I saw someone sent me a video that he put up talking about Sam and his supposed use of this guy thinks that he's doing.
Yeah.
Like, don't you got anything better to talk about, man? You make a fucking video about this kid you don't even know anything about, but what you think he's taking, like, aren't you better than that?
Well,
Welcome to fucking 80% of YouTube.
the reason it,
Yeah,
the
I guess
reason
so,
that, but the
sad.
reason, but the reason that doesn't shock me is because Sam is extremely popular. So
They're getting the clicks. Yeah,
so they want to get clicks, right? And
they're
people are gonna be like,
riding his balls.
people are-
to get
people are
the
gonna-
views.
The most annoying part is what you said at the beginning is that they justify it with this like we're helping,
Yeah,
like
we-
we're doing it so that
Concerned.
younger kids don't think this and don't take this. It's like you don't give a flying fuck about helping other people.
No,
No.
well, you're such a fucking saint.
It's the same with like people doing fucking natty or nots and shit like all the time. You know, it's like you're not helping people by telling whether they're fucking natty or not. Like it doesn't fucking matter. People are gonna do what they want to do, and whether we know The Rock is on steroids or not, literally doesn't fucking matter. You know?
And
Yeah,
if
I
you
mean,
really care about the kid, why don't you DM him instead of making a video for the whole public to see? You know?
no, or at least, like I said, make a video like that Ryan Russo kid did
Yeah.
and said, hey, we don't know what he's doing. Maybe he's doing a lot, maybe he's doing a little, but this is probably one of the smart things to do if you're like, because what you're trying to do, if you're really trying to help, is say, look, to all the other 21-year-olds out there, if you're going to use PEDs, try and be somewhat responsible, try and get your blood work done, try and work with with a good facility that can help you, that actually knows about hormone replacement or whatever. Like,
And maybe don't compare yourself to like a kid who's obviously very genetically gifted and naturally fucking massive.
Yeah.
And like just
Fucking
because he
hard.
happens to be that and might be doing other stuff, think that like, oh, he's somehow wronging himself or doing harm to himself. It's like
well,
he's a fucking big dude regardless.
Right.
It probably would be regardless if he's on or not, to be honest.
one of
He's
the
also a fucking adult. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
one of the interesting points also that, and I hate to, I should probably tag that Ryan Russo's video in the description. One of the interesting points he made is this is literally only because he's documenting his journey. So if that means, like, think about this, and he said this in his video, which was actually a really, really good point. Think about like Jay Cutler if he was doing the same thing now. Jay was probably bigger than him at 21. Lee Priest was fucking a pro at like fucking 18 or whatever the fuck it was.
It's only because they want to latch onto the acne thing and be like, because he has acne, he must be taking lots and lots of steroids. It's like, that is the dumbest fucking connection ever.
I had the worst
Yeah,
acne
and
in
you're
my
an
life in
expert,
high
yeah.
school when I wasn't on anything.
Exactly.
I had awful acne in high school. I wasn't on a fucking drop of juice.
Well, I mean, what the worst point is, oh, he's 21. Every fucking pro out there that was aspiring to be a pro or aspiring to be a mass monster of some sort was probably already taking PEDs as they were trying to get to the pro level. Like, that's not an abnormal thing. So, like I said, the proper course of action, if you really give a fuck about people and you want to make sure they don't die or get hurt or get injured or risk their health, is to try and educate them on who to talk to, what facilities to go to, these kind of things, right? Get your blood work done, all that shit. That's probably the way to go about it, instead of like ridiculing them and fucking just getting all your followers to hate on them more. It's just fucking stupid. Anyway,
What's another crazy thing is he documents his journey every day, so you can literally see how hard he works.
Yeah.
And you completely discredit it.
Yeah.
Like he's showing you you're with him every day. That's part of the appeal.
See,
Because
this-
you're
this is
watching
the
it
thing.
in real time, this guy growing and training hard, and you're still discounting it.
No, but
Like, oh, it must be the juice. Like it's like
Right.
what the fuck, man?
I think you're wrong in that, because the people following him and that are actually watching all his videos don't have that point of view.
no, they
It's the
don't.
people that are-
No, that's what I'm saying. The people like these guys
Yeah.
making
They're
these
talking
videos.
about him.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the people like from the, and then they're making people from the outside that have never watched his videos, have no made perception or made opinion of their own. They're just being completely influenced by this snapshot of what one person is saying. It's like, maybe if you went and watched his videos and watched how he trains and watched how dedicated this guy is and like how strong he is and how hard he trains and his diet and all this, maybe you would have a different opinion than just being like, oh, it's because he lost last year,
Like give the fucking kid some credit, man. He fucking busts his ass. Like
Yeah.
it's
Anyway,
retarded.
I just all right, let's end on a good note.
Yeah, we can do a couple more.
How many subscribers would Paul have if he did YouTube videos like Sam?
A lot.
Millions.
Right?
Yeah.
Paul, are you?
If you had a GoPro video of you on that fucking
Paul,
electric bike today,
Paul,
Sorry, I'm back.
where'd you
I'm
go?
back. My speakers went out there for a second again. I had to replug it.
You glitched.
Yeah.
Did you hear the
guys were
question?
crackling.
Did you hear
No.
the question? He
No.
said, how many subscribers would Paul have if he did YouTube videos like Sam? You think we should do that, Paul? Just put the camera in the car, videotape,
Yeah, we could do that.
videotape on the way to the
Yeah.
gym, and I'll videotape.
What are we
your
going to talk
sets.
about, though?
Whatever
Yeah.
Sam, whatever Sam talks
The
about.
videos can just literally be you guys on the way to the gym. And that's it, and then going home.
We talked about that before.
Don't even show the
We
training.
talked about doing that before.
No, we got to
Just
show
set
the
up
training.
GoPro.
No, we'll show the
Yeah.
training too.
But you could do like a montage with the training, and then right back
Yeah.
to the fucking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right back to the car.
like 4 minutes of training and 20 minutes of car,
Well, like you got to talk about the same thing Sam talks about on the way to the gym. Like, we're
just
going
like
to the gym.
whatever.
We're going to train shoulders. We're going to do
Yeah.
some lateral raises. That's all he talks about.
Okay.
Trying to think about what you're going to talk about for like YouTube doesn't work like that. You just need to like be
Just
like
talk.
that's why Sam is so
It's got to be
successful,
genuine.
so genuine, so organic, so natural, and he just like talks like as if no one was there. Like
Yeah.
it's just like talking.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. What do you
Yeah.
think? Paul? YouTube channel?
Do you remember we tried it? We tried experimented that once.
oh, your mic's doing it again.
No.
I'm sorry. Shit. What do
I
I
don't-
do?
Go back
Don't-
to your settings and change again.
You'll be
God
fine.
damn it, Paul!
Fuck. I gotta update this fucking Dell.
Don't worry about it. You're fine.
That's fucking
Okay,
Dell.
sure.
I'll set you up for next week. We'll go get a new computer,
Yeah, I promise. This
Yeah.
sucks. I hate it.
and then I'll set it up for you.
We're just gonna double. We're just gonna double over your parts with another voice, Paul. The whole
Yeah,
episode.
he's gonna. Yeah, I can imagine what you guys are gonna put in my mouth.
Good job.
Worst medieval torture method. That's a good question.
Oh, I know one.
What?
I read about this before. So they used to I guess they would tie someone to a chair and they'd get this like bowl full of rats, and then they'd light the end of
I
it,
heard about
and
that.
the rats will
through
find
the
a
way
way.
out.
They'll eat their way through you. Yeah, to get away from the fire.
That's way
That's
worse.
sadistic.
That's way worse than what I was thinking. I was thinking about the horses that they tie like a
Stretch
horse.
you.
Well, that'd be over pretty quick, though. You're gonna die pretty quick.
Not really.
I
Not
thought
really.
that was part of the torture because I thought you'd just bleed out or something on the ground.
No, because I don't think you die very quickly because it's going to tear your arms off and your legs off, but you're not going to die.
And even before they tear off, you would have like
Well, you'll bleed out real quick,
muscle
man.
tears and-
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Can you
before,
imagine lying there though?
But before the arteries actually tear off, there's going to be a whole bunch of tearing that happens first.
Exactly.
Fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fucking
Jesus,
brutal.
that would
You're gonna
suck
hear
so
it.
bad.
You're gonna hear like
Ah.
Oh my god!
Oh god.
You know what? You know what one doesn't sound bad, but I probably would, if somebody was torturing me like an interrogation, I would give up the information like in a heartbeat. Is if they pull my fingernails.
Yeah.
When I hear of the pulling the fingernails, I'm like, I can't do it. I'm
I
out.
think I'd rather have that than fucking rats chewing at me. That's for damn sure.
Well, that's medieval.
Yeah, for sure,
The fingernail thing is like still being done.
Yeah, but
Even when you
they used
bend
to
your
do that
fingernails
way back
back.
in the day, what they would do is they would take bamboo shoots and put them under your nails and like shove them under your nails so it would split up. That's what they would
There's
do.
some
So
there's some
that's-
fucking horrible shit being done today. If you look at fucking any Mexican cartel video, oh,
Yeah.
fuck, buddy.
Let's be let's be honest. If I was being tortured, I would probably last 10 minutes.
If that.
10 minutes.
As soon as I saw the blade, I'm like, all right, I'll tell you what you want.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Fucking this guy! Holy fuck!
Okay, let's be honest. Let's say it was some information that you just couldn't give up. Like, let's say it's like they're gonna kill your mom, and they want to know where she was. How long? Could
I'd
you-
literally be like one of those spy agents in the movies where they take like a cyanide pill and
yeah.
make sure I have
Break your
that. I make sure I have
back.
that on me all the time. It's like crunch.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not dealing with this shit.
Seriously, how long do you think you could last in a real interrogation?
Fuck, I don't know. I don't even want to think.
Like, you
about
know, they show you like
Yeah.
they show the guy laying naked on the floor in a cold room with like music blaring and the spotlight going off like a strobe light.
Yeah.
How long
it.
could
Like
you
in,
put up with that?
what's that movie? What's that movie again?
Zero Dark 30 or whatever the
Zero
fuck it's
Dark
called?
30,
Yeah.
You see
Like,
what
how
they did in Ozarks when they brought? Did you watch Ozarks?
Yeah.
When they brought him to Mexico and they like
Yeah.
put him in that hole and they blasted the heavy metal the whole time.
Yeah. That's
the
what I'm
lights
talking
are
about.
on.
Shit like
And
that.
he was
Yeah.
fucking losing his fucking mind.
Oh man.
I don't know, man. I think an hour and I'm out. Like, I'm done.
Yeah. If that.
Depends how heavy
Depends,
they
though.
start. Yeah, if they start
Or
fucking if they start pulling out the rats and the fucking fingernails right off the hop, I mean, it might be fucking 30 seconds.
What about waterboarding? You ever see waterboarding? How that's done?
I don't know if I would be
Yeah,
bothered
it
with
looks
that.
awful.
No,
Have you ever-
that feeling of like suffocating like that, you'd be done pretty quick, you know.
I
think
know
could
we're
do it.
doing at the cottage.
Guys, get in the waterboard.
I'd like to try. I'd like to try. You know what? I'd like to try
We'll
it.
get some mushrooms and we'll waterboard each other.
You're gonna fucking lose. You're gonna panic and lose your mind.
Probably.
You can't breathe,
sure.
dude.
I know. I'm just fucking around, but I do.
And
I do.
because you're
Suffocating and drowning at the same time.
coming through. Yeah.
Yeah.
See who can last the longest waterboarding.
Yeah,
beer
that should be the
contest.
game.
I love how that fucking made that like it was a humane form of torture.
I know, right?
CIA.
This is humane. We're allowed
Hey,
to waterboard.
We should put $250 each in a pot, and whoever can last the longest in a waterboarding gets the money.
I'll just give you my 200. I'll give you my $250 right now.
Yeah.
We're gonna kill
Just to
someone.
watch
This
you
doesn't
guys do
matter.
it. Just to watch you guys do it.
Yeah, we'll all give Fouad $250 to let us do it to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you're all out and I only got to do it for 10 seconds, then I fucking take the money.
No, you got to see as long as you can go. Come on.
Young 20s. Would you recommend competing now and getting experience, or just put on as much quality size as possible in the younger years?
What do
I
you
guess
look like in your young 20s?
Yeah.
I don't. You know what? This is honest. I hate to keep relating this to Sam, but just because he's in that position, I was actually kind of refreshed when me and Paul did our podcast with him at his attitude. He's like, I got lots of time. I'll compete. I'll compete when I think I can win or when I'm ready.
Yeah, like I think there's not really a right answer to this, because I think getting on stage and that stage experience, and I don't think it's like not that hindering to your progress per se, you know. Like I think I started competing young and competed right through, and so did most of the other top pros have been competing. It's not like we all took 10 years before we started competing, and we're still at the top of the sport. So you know, I think there isn't a right or wrong answer to this, you know.
Can I preface that though? So when I got to the national level, because I did it all in 1 year, I only competed once a year till I got my pro card. And the only reason I want to preface it is because now there's so many opportunities to get a pro card that you see people competing like 3 or 4 times a year, and they're not like back-to-back shows. So there's never any time to progress.
In that case, I disagree. I think if you're talking about like doing your first show at 20, see how you look when you're dieting, see what it feels like to like, you know, be hungry and do the cardio and be low calories. And I hate using that word suffer, but that, you know, feel what it is like to be in the depths of a prep.
Yeah.
And then see what your body looks like dieted down, and then use that intel to, you know, continue your growth. You know, I think if you're doing a show a year, a show every 18 months, I don't think it's a bad idea by any means.
No, I don't think so either. The only reason I said what I said is because nowadays what I see more often than not is someone will do a show, they don't do as well as they want to, and they're already picking like the next show, like a couple months, and I'm like, just wait, and like get better.
Some people get the competing bug, and they just start doing shows before they should be.
Look at that.
She's like, go to bed, Dad. Just came and like hit me with her head.
Time for bed.
All right. Well, we'll wrap up. We'll wrap up in a minute. What I was going to say is, I think giving yourself time to get better is one of the things that I think is lost right now. And I think because what Paul said was the competing bug. I feel like a lot of younger people now get more attention. They have more content to produce when they're dieting, and they get stuck in that constant prep phase because that's when it's exciting, right?
Yeah.
The fucking off season's boring as fuck. Nobody cares what you're doing. You're fat. You don't have you can't post any videos because you don't look great. So
you don't have that goal.
Yeah.
You know,
so
which a lot of people drives a lot of people.
So I think a lot of people pick that show like soon so they can just stay focused.
Yeah.
And it's not going to help you if it's too close.
Yeah.
All right, last one. Fangirl here. Who's one bodybuilder you wish you could have? Oh, who's one bodybuilder you wish you could have, or still could meet? Who do you want to meet, Ian? Anybody? No, you don't care. He's like, I don't care.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
I'm thinking.
Okay, Mike. Anybody? Paul? Anybody?
A bodybuilder?
I already met Paul Lauzon, so I'm good.
my dreams came true as well. I met Mike Vidwick.
Holy fucking! This.
would have liked to meet more just because I'm curious to see what he looked like, not because I want to like have fucking lunch with him. Was what was that fucking guy's name again? The freaky black dude who never competed but kind of competed.
Vic Richards.
Vic Richards. I met
I
him.
would have liked to see what he looked like prime time size.
You met Vic Richards, Paul?
I told you this, didn't I, Fouad?
No.
Before I met you, I used to train at, it was Gold's Gym before it became Central in Windsor here.
Yeah.
When I was like, that was like the first gym I joined when I was like 17 years old. He was in town for like 2 weeks. He trained in Windsor.
Yeah.
He, his wife or girlfriend at the time, I'm not sure if that's his, whatever, but she had family somewhere around here. So he was training here for a couple of weeks. He was fucking massive. And I remember he had a baby at the time. His, like, I think it was a daughter. I remember he would hold the baby in his hand like this while he was riding the bike doing his cardio. He wasn't very friendly though, gotta admit. He wasn't very approachable back then.
Not a lot of us
your
are,
heroes.
What's that?
I've actually never met Dorian either.
I met Dorian once and took a photo, and then I had him on the podcast, which was great. But the podcast is different. I don't know if that counts as meeting
No, it's not
somebody.
the same.
I don't know. I only wanted to meet Arnold, and I did. So I feel like I'm good.
Would you like to met Arnold, younger Arnold though?
Oh yeah.
I didn't care.
When he was like governor and that?
Honestly, I didn't care because I remember there was a couple instances, once at the Muscle Tech booth and once at the SciTech booth where he came to our booth, but like everybody swarms him. So I never got, and he took pictures with some people, but I never got a chance to get in the photos. So when I commentated the first Arnold, I was like, hey, can I get a picture with you? And it was like, and I had met him briefly before because he shakes all the bodybuilders' hands when you do his show, he'll go down and like shake your hand and stuff. So I met, but it wasn't really a meeting. So meeting him backstage in the commentating studio, that was like, he was the only one I wanted to meet. I don't know why. I don't know. Yeah.
I partied with Dorian. Did I tell that on this podcast or no?
No. I'd love to hear that.
I don't go into like heavy detail on that, but yeah, we partied together in Miami.
Really?
What kind of party?
It was a fun night. Hard party. Very hard party.
Okay. Two more questions. Do I need to refrigerate my bloodshot? Yes. Anytime you have a pump product with glycersize or glycerol or glycerin in it, it's probably gonna attract humidity. Is that what I'm trying to say? It's gonna draw humidity. It's gonna draw humidity and it's gonna clump. So some people keep it in the fridge to avoid that and keep it less clumpy, I guess. Anytime it's in a warm spot or a humid spot, it's going to get real
still
clumpy.
mixes though if you put it in a bottle and shake it good, even if it's clumpy.
The
clumps break up.
The clumps break up as soon as they hit the water, so it's fine. It doesn't degrade the product at all or make it any worse.
Yeah.
You find out your girl still talks to her ex, but the ex is a female. How do you react?
What? She was a lesbian before me?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm still not down.
Yeah.
Really?
Especially because like she was fucking getting down with her.
11 years. If I found that they've been talking fucking 11 years later, I'd be like, what the fuck is going on here? You know?
I don't know. Maybe I use it to my advantage.
Are you talking about your wife or girlfriend?
What's she look like? Is she cool?
Seriously, like maybe. Just like, yeah, call her up. Paul, are you just going to say
go by?
Was a question if your wife is talking to an ex or
Paul's got to go.
A girlfriend?
I'm losing you guys.
Okay, guys.
No, sorry.
I got it. Yeah, it's getting all crackly here.
Paul, if your girlfriend is still talking to her ex and her ex is a girl, are you okay with that or not?
Depends how serious the relationship is.
Let's say they were together for 5 years.
No, I mean the relationship I have with her now.
You've been together for a year.
Do I see myself marrying this girl?
Potentially.
Then I would probably have a problem. But if it's just a fling, no. If it's just a fling, no, I wouldn't care probably.
Yeah.
If it's serious, you have a problem.
But if it's serious, I probably have a problem. I'd probably be a little jealous. But if it's just a fling, I wouldn't care.
What do you think's going to happen? She might go back to being a lesbian.
Yeah.
You might find yourself in a throuple.
Mike, do you care or no?
I mean, yeah, because I don't know, it's still considered like someone you were sexually intimate with, I guess. So it's like, even though it's a girl, it's kind of odd. It's like fucking
Do you use it to use it to your advantage, or do you just cut it out completely?
I'm not fucking diving into that fucking pool. Not a fucking chance.
That can't lead to anything good.
Fuck that. That sounds like a nightmare.
Ian?
One's enough.
Ian,
I don't
you're
have
out.
2 problems.
Ian, you're out for
No.
sure.
Yeah, I'm not like my answer is the same as Paul's. Like if it was, I'm referring to the context of my wife. Like I've been with her for over a decade. If I found out she was talking to someone from 10 years ago and I didn't know about it, I'd be kind of fucking concerned. But if it was like a new girlfriend and it was like, she'd been talking, like we've been together for 6 months or less, and I heard she's talking to her ex-girlfriend, then I would have questions, but I'm not like going to just fucking cut the cord right off then. But if it was more serious, then for sure, fuck this shit,
I don't know.
What?
Well, I'm like,
What if it was a guy?
take
Yeah,
it
if it was a guy for sure.
If it was a guy, for sure, you're out, right?
Why does it change it for you? Because you can use it to your advantage.
Right.
That way.
You got to think about it. In her mind, it's the same mentality you're having. Like she's attached to that person, right?
Yeah, I don't care as long as I get something out of it.
As long as I get some sex out of this, I don't care.
Bring on the lesbo stuff.
I'm just being an asshole. I'm sure I'd be just like you guys. Maybe, I don't know. Okay. All right, let's go. Okay, guys, we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Okay. See you guys.
That's it. It was just gonna end like that.
Well, you want to say something, or
I
We
don't know.
can say a prayer.
You gotta play the end song, Fouad.
What do you mean? What end song?
The little jingle.
you want to give us a nice Arabic prayer?
Do you want to say grace, Paul?
Yeah, you have to get an outro song. Like it
Yeah.
slowly fades away.
Paul,
Yeah.
why don't you say grace first, and then we'll go.
I say grace.
Yeah.
Thank you, Father, for the.
Wait.
Well,
Let him say grace.
We never say grace in my family, but from what I remember it being
No,
said
we're
before.
all ready. Go.
I don't
Okay,
feel
guys,
like this
ready?
is going to be
Let's
grace
let's
at
bow
all.
our let's bow our heads in silence.
Okay, go ahead, Paul.
Okay. Should I say, "Dear Lord"? Is that can be offensive to some
It's
people?
your great. Do whatever you want.
Okay.
You pray to your God.
Okay, dear leader, we thank you for this food we're about to eat and for the wonderful company that we have here.
Amen.
Amen.
I gotta go fucking eat now, Paul. What the fuck?
I'm gonna order 5 guys. I'm starving. I just there.
Bye, guys.
All right, see you guys.
Bye.